Everybody hit their square button. Give me a minute to give some homage to one of the greatest 2D fighting games of all time.
That's right.
All time.
All time, baby. All time. This is the Street Fighter of 2D fighting games, man.
I had to put the retro introduction to this. I don't think Streets of Rage 4 needs any other proper introduction than the one that it's getting right now. This right here.
This was needed.
It's off the chain. And what we got to talk about is going to be off the chain.
That's right.
Let's let this bang out for a minute.
No filter, man.
No filter tonight.
No filter. Go for it.
I'm going to let this bang out. I'm going to let this bang out, man. Let this bang out. It's a beautiful soundtrack, man. It's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day, man. And I hope everybody is doing well out there, being safe, because we are. And I'm just glad to be here. You know, it's just a good night to sit on the porch after cooking some barbecue, chilling out here in this nice Texas night. Stars are bright, everything's chilling, people bumping their music. It's all good today, man. But I wanted to come in here and I wanted to discuss some things. There's just some things that need to be discussed, man. And this is where the underground is at its best. There's no politics here, yo. There's no, we're not gonna have this guy or this girl or this somebody visiting around these corners. These are the streets, man. And these are the streets of gaming. And we, by the way, represent the Xbox. Allow me to represent the Xbox. I go by the name of the New Legal. How you doing out there? My comrade sitting next to me. I'm glad he's feeling better. I'm glad he's doing good. The general in the building.
What up, baby? What up? What up?
I got OG Sherminator in the building. Pinball Master. And
What's going on, everybody?
Multi-balls, multiplayer. Let's go.
A mighty He-Bot in the building. The Xboxian himself. How you living? We getting in here and we're gonna get this done. Thank you all for being a part of this great introduction as I turn the music down now. But that was my favorite introduction song of all time. I had to give it homage. Now, we here. Y'all feeling all right? Are y'all feeling all right?
Yeah,
I know I am.
Yeah, yes, sir.
I know I am.
Yes, sir.
I'm feeling good tonight. 2 subjects tonight, y'all. Just two. They're very easy subjects, but very interesting ones. Number one, of course, this Naughty Dog, The Last of Us 2 bullshit. I'm calling it bullshit. I'm sorry, it's bullshit, okay? The Naughty Dog leak bullshit. That's all I'm gonna say about that one. And then we got the Xbox news of the century. I mean, this news right here is probably one of its greatest news that it's ever had. I mean, as far as growth and you know, the situations around the world. Before we get going, we want to say we empathize with each and every one of you. Gamers are really showcasing our maturity. We're staying in. We're doing everything that we can to be safe. And the gaming industry is really providing a haven for us, man, to be able to cope in our homes and, you know, having cabin fever because a lot of us really don't have anywhere to go, man, and they're just trying to be as safe as they can. So we appreciate you being in here with us tonight, and hopefully we give you something to listen to and entertain you. So thank you once again. This is the New Legal, and I am representing Di-RREC Gaming. Guys, this damn Naughty Dog shit, excuse my language, but this is some
Nah, man,
Naughty
go ahead.
Dog
No filter.
bullshit, fam. Straight up. No, this is just straight up bullshit. And I'm not cussing just to be cussing. I'm not. I really don't. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's BS, man. I don't have to, but it's BS, man. I mean, I call it like I see it. Okay, it's just too much that's already come out for anybody to try to change this, man. Um, we got build up and build up and build up and build up and build up before it got to this point. All right, it's not like all of a sudden we can sit here and be like, you know what? Well, maybe this happened or maybe that happened. I mean, I could see that if there wasn't no build up. But man, Naughty Dog has been going through a transition with this damn game ever since we knew about it. The Dev's been leaving. Yeah, Dev's been. What's the whole point of Dev's leaving if this is such a magnificent? Tell me, if this is such a magnificent game to work on, then why come so many devs left it? Let's just go start with that. That makes no sense at all. You working on one of the greatest games considered on PlayStation, which is a heavy story-driven game. Don't sit here and tell me that The Last of Us 2 isn't heavy story-driven, and that wasn't the plan for PlayStation anyway. It's been the plan since 2017. They said it after Uncharted 4 because once Uncharted 4 got successful, Sony decided to feel like, hey, more people need these games like this, and the reason why they did that is because Sony goes by analytics, right? They sit there. There's a freaking article out here where Sony came up with this whole scheme, this whole idea, and it's because they saw that more people play single player games at one moment in time. They play it, and they said, hey, if we can execute on that bulk, we can execute on story driven games and get those people right out the bat when they play.
Mm-hmm.
But the multiplayer games are what people tend to stay on. But here's the thing,
Mm-hmm.
and this is an article. I'm not gonna put out, hey, here's where you can find it. Go do your own damn research, man. I'm not here to do research for you. If you don't believe me, you don't have to believe me. But I see it. I know where it's at. I can pull it up my damn self. You wasn't around when I found the damn article, so I don't care if you believe me or not. But it's out there. I'm not here to be intrigued by telling you a lie or I don't find no sense of humor in that. So but what I'm not gonna do is hold your hand when it comes to knowledge. You can find that out on your own damn self. But anyway, they came out with this stuff, man, and they decided to go with it. So the thing is, what they noticed was it's 18 between 18, I'm sorry, not 8 years, but 18 years old and 25 years old, right? Are the age
Mm-hmm.
groups that tend to work on single player games. So the thing about it is the catch 22 is Sony knows they have a bigger audience that range outside of that. So let's say 26 and up are their bigger range of gamers. So they know that puts them in a quite particular situation, right? And so they're trying to figure out what they can do to mediate those age groups. So they're trying to combine things. So if they figure, you know what, hey, what can we do to keep our young base playing these games over and over again, which they don't, but let's keep these young base playing them over and over again, and somehow keep appealing to our older base. When I say older, not too old people, but older than the 18 and 20, 25-year-olds, right? So what they tend to do is, because let's get this straight, The Last of Us 2 isn't no 18-year-old game. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It's not a childish game, man, at all. It's very adult. You know what I mean? And it's tackling adult situations. I mean, this isn't no Sesame Street shit, right? So, You can
Yeah,
kick it,
don't
kill
let
it
your
with
mother catch you playing it.
yeah, it's kind of right. It's kind of some stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
it's
it's a lot of stuff like that.
right. To the point, and I'm glad you say that because hey, to the point that devs even don't feel comfortable with this game. Now this isn't something that we're just saying. This is true. Okay? This isn't a leak. This is this is
Yeah,
true. Okay? Because
yeah.
we have situations after situations after situations after situations of devs leaving. Why the hell would you leave a game as big as The Last of Us 2? Just get up and just leave. And they're talking like, oh, I mean, they want us to just think that, oh, it's not that serious. I mean, they're going on about a new career or something. Stop it, man. That's a bunch of bullshit.
They went
Okay?
to.
They're not running over there to Xbox just because all of a sudden they got tired. Now, the reason we know this because the
Exactly.
new article just said it. Well, we all know that the crunch time shit was bullshit. So if you said that,
Yeah,
if you called the
yeah.
crunch time bullshit, then that means that the work, that crunch and all that work that was being said was bullshit as well. So that means if y'all do like them long hours, then why was everybody quitting? Because that was the whole subject to begin with. What they were leaving was the hours. They were working too many damn hours. But now all of a sudden, this new article says working too many hours, making long hours is common. Like nobody complains about that. They know that's part of the
Mm,
culture. That's out right now. That's being said right now. So if that's common and that's part of the culture, then
mm,
we know one thing, and we're old enough to understand this, right? At some
yeah.
point, somebody's lying. Somebody's lying because there's too many things that are different. Too many things that are so we automatically know that somebody's lying or somebody else is telling the truth. Which one is it, Sony? You're not willing to explain. So now you got this damn leak, and they're talking about, oh, we found the leak. We found we got a hold of the leak and we know who it is. Well, you know who it is, but you don't want to tell people who it is. Come on, man. That's so damn Sesame Street, bro. Like, come on, man. How you gonna find something that big and yet you don't want to address it? But that hacker didn't. That hacker sure didn't give a damn about who knew. It came out public and did it. It wasn't trying to. They wasn't trying to hide, or he or she wasn't trying to hide the fact that they did it. So why would you hide who the hell they are? That makes no sense. If the claims are not true, you just said
Mm.
that it wasn't anybody from your camp. So if you said it wasn't anybody from your camp, what you afraid of? Why are you worrying about if somebody knows about it? Your fan base has every right to. They're the ones that are gonna buy the damn game. Now, if this game was so glorious, why is there so much behind this damn game? Why all of a sudden these outcries about it being an anti-Christian game and all this other stuff? Well,
Big,
listen, we've
big
had
dog, can
anti.
I go?
Yeah, we now watch this. We've had anti-Christian games, man. I mean, we've had games that
Not
that
like
deal with
this.
right. Give me a second. We had games
You
that, and
got-
you're right, not like this because they're creative. They can be creative. You know, they're not just loose with it where, oh, it's easy to just diss Christians. You know, that's easy.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
mm.
Because that's something easy to do. And you know that draws controversy. So I get it. That's an easy fix. We've had Fallout, I mean not Fallout, but what's it called?
Far Cry?
There you go. Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
That deals with
Yep.
false prophet, false teaching, and people using the Bible to create cults. Now, that's real. That's
Right.
nothing fake.
Yeah.
So when we saw something like
Yeah.
that's not an agenda. People have died behind people like that. So for that kind of development team to come out with something like that, that's real. That's not. I mean, that could be a real plot twist, and we can relate to that. But to sit up here and push an agenda that's so sensitive, so nonsensible. If that's even a word, it's not even sensible. There it is. It's silly to push it in a way that makes no sense, like has no link to its past game. It has no relationship to it because it's an agenda. It's a heavy agenda game. And you know what? Listen,
Mhm.
Sony, we already know that 74% of your base is either gay approved or they approve gayness because you've put that report out there that 74% of your user base tend to go with uh, gay things. You actually have a LGBT meme thing that you can get for free. One of my friends told me this, man, that you can get for
That's true.
free right off your PlayStation. So let's just get
Hmm.
it out there, right? Stop. There's no smoke and mirrors. There's no. Don't sit up here and act like all of a sudden this is just, like we don't know why people would think anything like this. Stop it.
You.
You know what I'm saying? Stop it. So like I said, there's too many elements that say other things. So now here we
What's
are
going on?
with this bull crap leakage, and now you want to cover it up by saying, well, it was a leak and it wasn't by our employees. Who cares? See, that's the wrong thing to even care about anyway. We don't care. We're caring about why your devs leaving, why all these accusations popping up. Go ahead, General.
Yo, so it's like this, right? Um, there's a saying that the mafia got: "Do your people right, man. Take care of your people." It's even in the movie Goodfellas, right? Where my man says, "If I feed them just enough, they'll be good soldiers. But if I feed them too much, they think that they don't need me." Okay, so let's get that out the way. This go back as far as Amy Hennig. So let me take you back. Amy Hennig wrote an original story for Uncharted 4. And what happened was Neil Druckmann stepped in and he didn't like the direction or whatever
Right,
Amy Hennig wrote. They
right,
scrapped her whole original work, whatever that
right,
was, and he added Sam, the brother, and
right.
all
Talk,
this
talk
other
to it.
stuff, right?
Yes.
So basically, what happens is that this falls on Neil Druckmann and whoever his boss is. But let's get more particular. You got to know who's in your house. So
Right,
I read the article, the one that Sony put out, and it wasn't a worker, it was a contractor.
right,
Why? Because 70% of their staff left. Now, let's get more technical.
right,
70% of your staff built Naughty Dog's legacy. Uncharted 3, Uncharted 2, Uncharted 1, Last
right,
of Us 1. So, check this out. If I'm a writer and I have actors and they're not comfortable with the material that we are trying to, shoot a movie or a
yeah.
TV show,
Talk to
what
him.
makes you think that's gonna fly over? Right?
Right,
What makes you think that's gonna fly over? When you have your writers who made all these great classics for the PlayStation, right? Yo, and they telling you like, why are we doing this? And they
right,
asking you questions, and you
right,
telling them like, oh, well, you must be homophobic or
right.
you
That's
must be
saying.
closed-minded.
Right. That's that.
Yeah,
That's that
that's coming from
LGBT
Neil
crap.
Druckmann.
Right.
That's coming
That.
from Neil Druckmann.
Right. Right. Right.
And when you read deeper into the article, right? I'm just keeping it funky because I've been wanting to talk about this. When you read deeper into the article, you have older staff, senior staff that been with you for years, that built classics, that built these timeless IPs, and you have 18 new people in Naughty Dog office, which consider of lesbian women and trans women.
Right.
Okay, that makes a big difference. And I'm not gonna get into no spoilers, but that makes a big difference of the travesty that they did to this game. Okay, so basically, what's going on is that when you have your senior staff asking you why are we doing this and this doesn't make sense and well why are we doing this with Ellie when they created Ellie when they
Right.
gave her and Joel direction which y'all so-called love and I've watched the YouTube videos. Oh, this game changed my life. Oh, this
Right.
game
Right.
helped
Right.
me
Right.
come
Right.
out of depression. All this
Right.
stuff, right?
Right.
Okay, so it had an impact. If I'm right, it sold 20 to 25 million copies right now worldwide. Last
Right.
of Us 1, including the remaster. Okay, When your senior advisors, your writers, your animators are asking you, why are you going in this direction? There's a problem. Here's
There you
another
go.
problem.
That's right. They
Right.
act like
So
they act
right.
like
So
these
here.
things wasn't said. That's that.
Right.
Forget everything else. That's the cover up. We're talking about, but General's
Exactly.
talking about what actually happened. We're talking about what
So
actually
check it out.
happened.
So check it out.
We understand
Your
the
staff
cover up. I
tells
get
you,
the cover up.
yep,
Right. Go ahead.
yep. Your staff tell you, like, yo, we not cool with this. You know, Neil, we not cool with this. We not feeling this. As a matter of fact, we not even feeling the energy in the office
Right.
because, or you know, work from home or whatever they doing. Because yo, like, this ain't how we usually work. So your head dude or your senior team is telling you, Neil, this ain't riding right. This ain't how we get down. If we made a classic before, why are we going in this direction? So Neil not listening. You must be closed-minded. You must be homophobic. Shut up
Right.
and do what you told. Extra hours, not seeing your kids, not seeing you see the credits at the end of games. Thank you for my wife putting up with me
Right.
and all this other
Right.
stuff.
We
All right,
understand
so
that.
check it
Right.
out.
Exactly.
So Neil being thick-headed and being woke, as they say, right?
Right.
So
Right.
your senior team, 70% of them who made Uncharted 2, Uncharted 1, Uncharted 3, and The Last of Us, right? Who made all these great games, these masterpieces in PlayStation fans' eyes or gamers' eyes. They tell you, you know what? Screw you. We don't like the direction of this game. This
And they
ain't
jet
right what
out.
you're doing to the characters. Yo, we out.
Yep.
So they go
And they
to the
out of there.
initiative.
That's right.
They all go to the initiative, right? Because yo, better treatment, basically a blank
It's
check, because
hunger.
Microsoft is
Yeah.
paying people
Right.
to
It
come over
makes
there,
hungry.
right?
Right. It's
So
feeding
it's
that
like, so
hunger.
it's like, yo. So basically, what I've been telling Dorian, I'm sorry, New Legal. I've been telling New
No, you
Legal.
good?
What I've been telling a lot of gamers, yeah. What I've been telling people is that you have a whole new turnover at Sony. There was a whole new turnover in 2013 after that Don Matrick ordeal. Let
That's
me tell
right.
you something. And anybody can get mad. You can kick a teddy bear. I don't care. That Sony that you thought was the untouchable, the house is burning. And
That's right.
chickens come home to roost.
Bruce,
And it
that's it.
keeps going, and it keeps going,
Right. You
and it
got a
keeps
trail.
going.
That's right. This thing's got a trail
You
to
gave
it.
you gave Phil Spencer and Aaron Greenberg and Bonnie and all these new people 7 years to get their ish together. You are
Yep.
about to get kicked in the nuts. And I mean real hard. And it's starting this Thursday,
You're right.
May 7th, right?
With
Okay.
no
So,
gimmicks
but my
behind
whole
it.
point there,
No gimmicks at all.
exactly. Exactly. So now you got the house burning. Your PS5 is not ready still. Third party is tired of waiting for you, so they going to Microsoft. All them third party global partners, they ready to show off their games because
That's
they want
right.
to make sure they sell this holiday. All
That's
right.
right.
So basically, what's going on with Naughty Dog is that the house is burning, and I'm gonna tell you right now. And remember, the general said this. Don't be surprised. You read an article, Naughty Dog close, because there's no coming back for this. Gamers won't trust your brand. Gamers won't trust your brand. Nobody's gonna want to work for you.
Right.
Nobody. No
Right.
animator. No. Now, if you do,
Right.
you get some new kids out of. You getting new talent out of what they call video game school or computer
Right.
school or
Right. Right.
whatever.
Right.
But nobody is gonna trust the brand of Naughty Dog ever again. And I'm telling you now, I read those leaks just for the hell of it,
Right.
bruh. What they did was
Right.
biblical destruction to the fans that love this game. And that's all I
Right.
got to say.
Well, but,
Go ahead,
hello,
Ebot. Hey, go ahead.
I'm here. Hey, what's going on?
What's going
Oh,
on?
look. Hey, what's up, guys? What's going
What's
on?
going on, brother?
You know, yeah, just here. I was having a conversation with a family member, trying to keep up with some stuff going on within the family, obviously, like
Well, we hope
everybody
everything's
else.
okay. We hope everything's okay.
Uh, the, um, the situation with Naughty Dog, right? You know, although it's still considered rumor, right?
Right.
Every situation has to have some type of validity, especially when it's
That's what I
coming
was
from
saying.
with the
Right.
with the same sound, right?
Right.
Yep.
Basically, it's the same accusations or the same type of, similar and familiar topic that there's been a lot of disagreements with things they're doing. But this started even with Last of Us 1 because, as we all know, the first DLC was promoting teenage sexual preference and bisexuality, right?
Right.
Or homosexuality, whatever the case may be, right?
Right.
And the truth of the matter is that yes, they are human beings like us. Yes, they have every right to be part of the gaming industry. Absolutely.
Right. Nobody. Right.
But
right.
gaming is a medium and a hobby
Right.
that is worldwide, right? So you're gonna have your kids, you're gonna have your older folks, you're gonna have your religious peoples, you're gonna have your non-religious peoples, you're gonna have your your atheists, whatever.
Right.
The point of the matter,
right.
I'm alluding to.
Gaming is a universal for it. It's a universal for it.
That if you want people to play your game, you have to respect the approach. The approach,
Exactly.
right?
Wow.
The approach started with Fable. The approach started with Mass Effect, where if you guys remember, when they had a sexual scene between a human and an alien, which it's fictional because there's no such thing as aliens as far as we know, right?
Right. When Superman had sex with Lois Lane, nobody complained about that stuff.
Right,
Exactly.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And they were making a big deal about it, if you guys remember.
Right.
Why are they doing this? They should have not allowed this. The difference in those two games is it was a choice.
Right.
Yeah, it was a choice.
You as a player,
Assassin's Creed.
The way you want it, the same way that you saw it in Fable.
Right.
You could be married to like 12 women.
Right.
You could be married to 12 men.
Right.
You can have children or you cannot have children. That's the way it was done. Okay?
That's right.
It was a choice. So if you want to implement any type of sexual preference, okay, because that's superficial. Sex is superficial. That's a materialistic feeling of pleasure of human beings, right?
It's supposed to be a responsible thing. Now hold on, Hebot. Let me stop that. Let me stop that. Now what's funny about what you just said, Hebot, is this. When things are going wrong, let's say we get a venereal disease, right? We get a venereal disease. Now everybody wants to tell you, strap it up, be mature, do the right thing, because we all know that sex is not something that you just take for granted. It's a beautiful thing between
it's a
two
gift.
people.
It's a gift.
There you go. That's right.
It's a symbolization of love between two human beings.
Right, because when you have sex, the point of it is reproduction. The point of it is bringing. There's a possibility. There you go. So don't ever take having sex for granted, because that's where we have issues. You get parents that, I was just in it for the pleasure. Oops, he didn't pull out. Now I don't want to be a mommy. No, it doesn't work like that. See, sex isn't something that's just something that we just mess around with. It doesn't work like that. So go ahead, Hebot. That was a good point. That was a good point right there. I just wanted to elaborate on that. Go ahead, brother.
No. So what we gotta understand, and let me be clear. And I'm speaking for myself, but I'm pretty sure, knowing you gentlemen, right? Even though we don't get to rock out all the time, let's be real, because we keep it 100 over here, right?
Right.
Yep.
That you guys are not alluding to the fact that these rumors are absolutely true, because we don't work in the industry.
Right.
We don't roll that way. We're not rumor speculators.
Right.
But what we are saying, especially me, right, and I'm pretty sure you gentlemen as well, before I came in and chimed in, is that where there's smoke, there has to be some type of fire, right?
Thank you.
That's saying.
He said it.
Right?
He said it.
Right?
Yep.
That's exactly. It didn't happen. Right.
It wasn't that they said, somebody left Naughty Dog because they didn't pay them. Somebody left Naughty Dog because they were there for too long and they were tired. and they got something else somewhere else. Somebody left Naughty Dog because they got sick of cancer. None of that is being said. It's been they left Naughty Dog because of indifferences of personal magnitude. Amy Hennings left because, yes, she had a quarrel with Neil Druckmann back then, and I'm almost sure that it had to do with what happened with the DLC, because it was right after the release of the DLC.
Yeah, because remember, it got real crazy. Right, it got real dark and crazy.
Because that's where the game grew that critical acclaim. You get what I'm trying to say?
Okay.
Right.
Because they were like, oh my God, these guys are doing something so racy. Nobody's this kind of risk. These guys are amazing. They weren't praising the game.
Groundbreaking.
They were praising that they took the risk in talking about or putting in the game a sexual relationship. But my problem was that they put it with 2 teenage girls. They weren't women.
Right.
Facts.
I have
Facts.
I have teenage daughters.
Right.
Okay? And as a father,
right,
I do not appreciate that in a video game.
Right.
Without it being told to me.
Right.
Because I played the game and wasn't told. And I experienced it, and I had to see it without being told.
So when you tell your daughters, hey, you know what? There's a game out here. I play Last of Us. Go. It's a good game. Go play it.
Then I had to explain.
Right.
Then I had to explain it to my daughters.
Right.
Because they saw what was going on and they were confused.
Right.
And then
you didn't even know it was in there. Right.
Right.
Wow.
And because I brought my children up in a certain religious belief.
That's right.
Okay.
There
So
you go.
now.
There you go.
So now, as a consumer, I not only feel disrespected, okay, I feel betrayed.
Right.
So when I
It's
saw
true.
this,
This is the other view of people. Right.
I said this game is utter garbage. I don't care about this game no more. And I refuse to support them ever again. Now, the ramblings started coming out. The ramblings started coming out. And I'm just adding to what my brother Thompson was saying, right? Because he was talking before me about a lot of things that he made a lot of valid points. Okay? I'm just adding to what he's saying. Because where he was leading to, he's absolutely right in a lot of ways, in a lot of things. A lot of the guys that came in to replace the 75% of the employees that have left, not to sound like a broken record repeating what he said, they were movie animators. They don't know about making video games. They have no idea about making video games, right? They're movie animators. So the animation in the game, I have no doubt, is going to be flawless. But one of the workers said that the problem is that now they had to not only show them the ropes, they had to kind of guide them in the different approach with games, with the approach of them doing a movie, because it's not the same medium. Even though they have a lot of common similarities, right? They have a lot of common similarities, but it's not the same thing. A movie is different than an interactive game that you control and the player interacts with, right? The human being. You just watch a movie, you have your emotions, but you don't interact with it. A game gives you all of the above: sound trajectory, auditory emotions, feelings trajectory, the story and the cutscene, and feeling trajectory through your interaction with the controller and the game. Okay?
And visual.
So it's very visual, very intimate. It's very intimate because it hits all of our equilibrium system. Our visual, our audio, our feelings. It hits everything. So it's much more intimate. Okay? Much more intimate. So if you're going to get an audience, you have to respect that audience. You can't just be like, I went woke, right? And Neil Druckmann went woke a couple years ago and did a presentation for Anita Baker. And we all know Anita Baker got caught out in the lie that she was saying, and she was trying to present about video games being misogynistic and stereotyping women.
Now talk about Anita Baker. Talk about Anita Baker now. A lot of people don't know about Anita Baker.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Anita Baker was this woman that was in politics or trying to be a political, spokesman for women about equal rights, equality, fascism, stereotyping women and disrespect, and basically making women look like a piece of meat. That's basically what she's trying to say, right? So, in short words, to make it easier for the
Not
ear of
Anita
the
Baker,
audience
the
thinking
singer.
it's a show.
Not Anita Baker, the singer. We just want to clear that.
No.
You know, not
It's
Anita
another
Baker, the
woman,
singer.
younger woman.
Right. Yeah.
But it came out to be that what she was saying and doing was false. It wasn't real. It was fake. But before that, he did the presentation for her, and he put characters of video games up on the screen where they were doing a presentation like a PowerPoint, and one of the characters, was Cortana from Halo.
Right.
Really?
He tried to make it seem like they were using Cortana for like a sex.
Now,
the way she looked was sexually provocative. There you go.
But listen.
A damn AI. That's
but
not
listen
even real.
listen to the absurdity of
Right.
Cortana.
Okay.
Cortana looks like she's undressed in pixels.
Right.
Because she's a holographic.
She's an AI.
She's
yeah.
she's a holographic AI
Right.
in the game that guides a super soldier
Right.
that's more robotic
Right.
than human.
So she fits.
Exactly.
Right. It's silly.
It just so happens that he was a man, right?
Right,
Which is
right.
Master Chief, right?
Right.
Anyway, so he used this as one of the presentations in PowerPoint. And that alone shows you how disconnected these new age gamers and a lot of the Sony, I call them cultism, right? Because they act like they're part of a cult. They act like they're part of the Illuminati, to be honest with you. Because if you say anything about Sony, automatically they think you're a hater, crazy.
Right.
You're just
or
a brand loco. You're just a Microsoft corporate slave. Okay? When we're just trying to point out the errors of their way. You speak for the LGBT or the women, that's
Right.
fine.
Why come we can't speak?
But there's
Why can't we can't
there's
speak?
a way to do it. There's a way to do it, and that doesn't deter or take away our right
To speak. Yeah.
as
Everybody
being
got a right to
straight,
speak. Right.
as being straight, as believing in religion, as believing
Right.
in a camel, a Buddha,
Right.
as believing
Heterosexual.
That's right.
Heterosexual,
being
yeah, I got
heterosexual.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna
You know,
right. Because
that-
one thing I'm not gonna do, I'm not gonna disrespect somebody because they don't believe in what I believe in, or or think about the things that I think about. That's something I'm not gonna do because that's
Right.
not my concern or my worry. My worry is at the end of
It
the
never
day,
was. Video
we
games
get along.
was never about
That's
that.
right.
Video games was a
Was
format
never about
to
that. Yeah.
entertain us and
Right.
help us escape and help us
Escapism.
connect
Yep.
and
Yep.
connect.
Right.
Right? It's not about agendas, political
What-
views.
The very first
political
female,
situations.
I want to back Hebot up on this. The very first female gamer, mascot that came out that actually sold better than the male counterpart was Miss Pac-Man. And look how classy Miss
Yeah.
Pac-Man was.
Wow.
That's a fact.
It was.
Wow.
Look how classy she was.
That's deep.
And you want to know what's funny?
That's deep.
She was
That's
done
deep.
right.
Mhm.
She was done right because not only did she represent women, but she had that Marilyn Monroe, Betty Boop. Marilyn Monroe was a white
Type
woman.
of-
Betty, now watch
Mhm.
this as far as a modeling look, and she had that Betty Boop kind of style with the way she
Yeah.
was thick, she was thick. So I kind of looked, and Betty Boop, her origins as a black woman, and of course Marilyn Monroe as a white lady. So, but here's the beautiful thing about it: regardless of their life, right? That's not it. The thing was how they adorned Miss Pac-Man. They even had Miss Pac-Man as even a mother. So not only is she a superhero, she's a wife to Mr. Pac-Man, and she had a baby.
And she was-
and she's saving the
And
world.
she was powerful, and she was powerful enough to take on the bad guys
Bad
just
guys.
like her husband.
Right. Now who
Which
was
is the
sitting on-
which is the
Right,
biggest.
There you go. Right.
I'm sorry.
Biggest
I'm not trying to
compliment
cut
you
you
can
off
give.
during-
No, you're right. Which is the biggest compliment you
No,
can do.
Yeah, it is. But not
Right.
only that, it completely diminishes, right,
Right.
the idea and the agenda pushing that they have with video
Right.
games today
Right.
that women haven't been represented in
Right.
games.
Exactly. That's why I said that. Now look
There's
at Miss
a-
Pac-Man. Is she real? Think about it. That's why
No.
it's so funny.
She-
Right.
no.
She's the farthest
No.
thing from
She's a
being
digital-
real.
she's a digital character.
That's right, and that's the beauty of gaming, is that you have a digital character that can represent us. Same way as a comic book. Same way as a comic book. Same way as a movie character.
That's right.
You know, they're not
And
real.
my brother, what?
The whole
But my
point.
brother, what have I always said?
Right.
What have I always said about the controller? What have I always said about the controller? The controller knows no color,
That's
no
right.
race,
Right.
no heritage.
Right.
The controller
Right.
is not racist.
Right.
The
It's the
controller is for the gamer to play, no matter who you are.
Who you are.
Nobody ever
That's-
labeled that.
Now that's
Nobody ever
the,
labeled. But I'm gonna keep
right.
it. But I'm
Right.
gonna keep it 100% real because we from the streets.
Right.
We grew up in the culture.
Right.
And you went to arcades back in the day. The truth of the
You
matter
saw
was,
everybody.
yes, but you barely saw girls playing.
Facts.
It was
That's
just
true.
the way it was.
That's true.
Facts.
That's
It
true.
was just the way it was.
Because that's the way
girls
the
started
That's
to
right.
pe-
That's right.
Girls
Preach.
started picking up on
That's true.
gaming when gaming started becoming more socially acceptable.
Right.
Because
Well,
girls
we got-
saw gamers like us growing up, like we were nerds.
That's
Yeah,
right.
they look
Not
down
cool
on
enough.
us.
They look
You're
down
right.
on it.
We
They
were
look down
right.
on us.
Cool enough.
Yep.
We
That's
were
right.
worth
Yep.
the time. All we wanted, all they paid attention to was the
They ain't
jobs
paying attention to
and the pretty
games. They're not
boys.
paying attention to us.
and the pretty boys.
That's right.
Right, we
Look
were
at
little
them.
boys because we were playing with
Right.
toys.
And
That's
the
how they
big
looked
boys
at it.
were sports. They were
Now-
jockeys. That's true.
Right.
That's
now,
true. Now.
that it got
That's
more
right.
socially acceptable, right?
Right.
Then that's when you saw girls wanting to get more
That's
involved.
true.
Which
Right.
is fine. But that's
That's right.
something that people
That's not
never
the
want to
origin.
bring up.
That's right. It's not the
They
origin.
never want to bring it up. Never. Even though in games we've had through the years and years and years
That's right.
women in games. Even
Yeah,
back
that's
to
right.
the Genesis and Master System. Alicia Dragoon is one that comes to mind.
Right.
One of the best games I've ever played on the Genesis, right? Which a lot of games, people probably don't even know what that game is. So,
Right.
to try to get to the end of the point, because I don't want to be speaking by myself, right?
All right, man. You all right. You know.
Well,
We know you. We know you. We know.
to Sean, right? You know
Yeah,
that
to
he
Sean.
said, right? He said that Naughty Dog is just basically slowly burning. Now, if these rumors, right? Because we're still going to address them as rumors. You know why? Because we here at,
Right.
at,
Di-RREC
Misala
Gaming, we don't want to get into all
Misala
that.
Production, and
Right.
and at Di-RREC Gaming, we do
Right.
not assume
Right.
based on articles.
That's right.
Okay?
Yeah,
Let's keep
I
that
got you.
very. Let's keep that very clear
Right.
because Tyshawn is a very
The
intelligent man.
general. That's right.
The general. He
That's
don't
it.
speak from articles. He speaks from the heart. And
That's
if
right.
you listen
Yep.
to him, you know why he's saying what he's saying.
That's right.
Okay? Now, if those ramblings are true, right, which they seem to hold a lot of weight, let me put it like this. The rambling is that not only they didn't get paid their bonuses, it was that they didn't get paid for a while. And even it went to the extent that Neil Druckmann himself did two things. He separated and segregated the fucking developing team. He put the religious people on one end and the people that didn't believe in religion and wanted to be the liberals on another end.
He did.
Which is
man.
Lord have mercy.
retarded.
right.
Which is
and no, for
retarded.
real. That,
Because
right.
your personal values in your life should have
never
no say and nothing
right,
to do
and that's
with what's
right.
going on in your
Not
job.
in the business sense. There
Exactly,
you go. Not in
exactly.
the business
Okay?
sense.
Especially when you work for someone else because they belong to Sony.
That's right.
Sony owns them.
Mm.
But let's keep it 100. Sony's been pushing this agenda because it worked for them at the tail end of the PS3 because Sony are a Japanese company. They've been doing this for years, starting from their animes.
Right.
Mm.
Okay? They push androgynism, which is men that look like women. That's their style. That's how they do things. That is their way of thinking. And we've embraced their culture for years because we appreciate it.
Right.
They
You remember-
are very talented.
You remember Vega?
Very
Look at
talented.
Vega. Look at Vega. Look at Vega. Look
He's
right.
in Castlevania. Alucard.
There
They
you
look
go.
like
Look
women.
at Alucard.
But they're
That's exactly
men.
Right.
It's a style.
Right.
It's a style.
Look. That's
they
it. That's
They're
right.
pushing it now
Talk
more
to
than
'em.
before.
Right.
Because right now, that is the it thing. It's what's popular. It's popular to be
Look.
LGBT.
Now let me.
It's popular to be a
right.
part of the alphabet community. It's popular to be inclusive with women, like, but making an agenda that it's not there because men don't go around belittling women.
Now
like
watch
that
this.
in public.
Said, now
You know
watch
what I mean?
this. He-Bot said something, okay, that made me think about this. Even it's cool now because we got one of the most popular animated cartoons in history, which is Dragon Ball Z. Now, if anybody watches that, you know, and I don't know the names, all right? I don't get into it like that. I'm not that deep. But I did watch the series, and look, it's funny because I know we sound like, oh, you know, he's talking out his head, okay, but we're not dumb. And so when I see stuff like this, that lets me know.
Enthusiast.
No, yeah, when I see this, what I'm about to say, it tells you that we're not dumb as a people, okay? Vegeta, when he was a worker for Frieza, okay? I can't remember the guy, the creature. He was an alien, but he was just like Frieza too. But you remember,
like?
he was he was purple. He was a pretty boy, but his secret was that he found the way how to level himself up into a beast mode. Remember the beast mode? So he turned into that beast, and Vegeta was like, "What?"
Talking about Cooler.
No, not
I think I know.
No, not them. He was a Cooler was Frieza's
Vegeta's brother.
Yeah, no, these
Frieza's
were
brother,
right. These were Frieza's henchmen, his dudes. You remember?
Okay.
His right hand men. He sent them out to handle Vegeta, right? Because he looking at Vegeta as a little punk. So he had them out there to handle him. But as Vegeta was turning his back on them, you know, he ran into that one that looked pretty. Now watch this. He's not who he was and what his name is not even important. What I'm trying to say is this. If what we're talking about is a bunch of lies and we're just talking off our head, why then would you have that dude sounding like a girl? Why would you have him sounding all prissy and shit? If you're not trying to make him out to look like something. You see what I'm saying? Oh, you know, he's sounding all girly-ish. You know what I'm saying? I'm being
Sweetheart
for real.
Or sweet cake.
Yeah. I'm serious. In the cartoon.
I got you.
Now this was in the cartoon. This isn't right. This ain't no movie. This is a damn cartoon. So don't tell me that, oh, it's just no, man. They made that character. It goes under the description of what He-Bot's talking about. That's in their culture, okay? So when you get more and more accepted, PlayStation has sold over 100 million consoles. Sony's looking at that as if, oh, they accept us. They accept whatever we do. That's why Sony don't
have that community following them.
Right.
They got the community of the lesbians, of the
gays,
I
just told you
everybody
LGBT.
because they're like,
Listen, when I cut on my
LGBT.
Xbox, there's not no agenda nowhere. Nowhere.
Nope.
You know,
and people
you know,
play on Xbox. All types of people, right?
That's right.
Girls play, gay people play on Xbox.
Now
but there's no agenda being pushed.
Right. You know how I know. Right. You know how to know that what He-Bot is saying is true? Because I like to go back to my Gears. I know y'all get tired of me hearing it, but hey, I play Gears, right? And I'm online. And I win some, I lose some now. I'm getting older. When I was younger, I whooped everybody's ass, okay? But now, I lose some. I'm used to losing some matches now. I understand what it feels like. But then I didn't. But but here it is. There's people I go up against. And in Gears 5, you know, when you whoop somebody, you got this little meme thing that just pops up after they whoop you. And now, more than ever, I mean, you know, here lately, you know, I see some people pushing their gay right thing. You know, they let you know they're gay. Right. To me, that's not important. Which is fine. But here's the thing, fam. Let me say this. Here's the thing. You know why it doesn't mean anything to me? Because I'm gaming. Second of all, that would be like me putting up a black power flag to let you know I'm pro-black. Who gives a damn?
Or to let you know I'm black when you're playing.
Yeah,
it's not about exactly the color.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people, at some point in time, you have to understand that you're not really that damn important. What's important is what you do for somebody else. What you do for somebody else, like who you are is not important. It's what you do, okay? What you do is what's important.
But New Legal, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, because you can be the person with all the money and be a straight asshole. Doesn't matter how much money you got. You a straight asshole. Nobody cares about you. Go ahead, Tashawn.
Yeah.
We calling Tashawn out tonight. Tashawn, damn it.
Look, it's okay. This is the irony, right?
Right.
And I've always said this.
That damn
This is the
Shermanator, boy.
irony. This is the irony, and the I would say the how can I put this? This is the irony and the pros and cons of online gaming.
Right.
Right? When we
Right.
came up, our console was our console. We
Right.
put our cartridge in, we enjoyed our games. Yo, whether we played to the credits in, and we got some more on Christmas or our birthdays, or you did good in
Right.
school, whatever it is, right?
Right. Right.
So,
right.
online gaming, especially for children today, right? It introduces you to all type of people.
Yeah.
But this is how I feel. This is how I feel, right? Gaming for all of us was escapism.
That's right.
It was to escape
Don't
from
remind me
it
of
was
nothing that's
escape
real.
from the
Right.
it was escape it was escape from your parents getting on your nerves. It was
Right.
escape from you had a bad day at school. It was
Right.
escape from you broke up with your your girlfriend. It was
Right.
escapism,
It was
was
that
on
one
punishment.
place where you could be the
whatever.
man. Where you could be the man. You know what I'm saying? You could
Exactly.
be the man, the hero of the
Right.
day. Exactly.
Here's the
Exactly.
problem.
No, and to be honest, too, Tyson,
That-
to add to what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Most of the time when we played games back in the day, it wasn't just character. Most of the characters in video games weren't based off real people. They were like
That's right.
Like
That's the point.
superhuman characters. There were
Right.
other
Exactly.
characters that weren't
that's-
even real. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's my point. That's my point, right, Heba, is
Right.
that line has been blurred so
Right.
much now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
People get mad. People get mad at and you remember when Tomb Raider came out, the reboot. Oh, what happened to her breasts? They're not big
Yeah,
enough.
you remember that?
And
Remember
all
that?
type
People
of
were
stuff, right?
the weirdos were looking at her,
yeah.
bro. You're right.
Right.
Talk.
So
Talk.
and then
He's
when
so
Dead or Alive
true.
6 came out, when Dead or Alive 6 came out and Dead or Alive 5 came out, right?
While their
Because it was a
titties
different
aren't bouncing.
director.
Rather
Yeah. The physics,
Crazy.
the physics
Yeah,
ain't
that's what
bouncing.
we're-
What happened, right?
That was
So,
more important to them than
what
the
happens-
gameplay.
Right. What happens is, with online gaming now, with YouTube, right? Really YouTube, because everybody and their mama can stick a camera in their face and have a channel, right?
Right.
Right.
You're exposed to narcissism. This really is about narcissism.
Right.
This is about narcissistic people,
Right.
even game developers that
Right.
want to influence their own will and their own agenda, and it's wrong, bro. It's wrong.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
want
wrong.
to play Halo. I don't want
Right.
to play Halo Infinite, and there's an ad in the back when the general's talking. Don't vote for Trump. I'm gonna get
Right.
pissed.
Facts.
That's
Don't tell me.
not.
Yeah,
That's
that's true.
not
Talk
the place for that.
for that.
I'm supposed to be in outer
Exactly.
space in another universe. I'm not even
Right.
supposed to be in this century or dimension, right?
Right. So,
So,
why are you talking about
here's the-
Trump? Regardless if I like him or not.
Yeah.
Why are you talking
Right,
about him?
right,
He's not real in this
problem.
state. He's not real in here.
right.
Master Chief
Here's
don't
the
know
problem.
Trump. Feel you, boy. Talk to him.
Between YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all type of apps, right? We have blended the reality and what is fake and what is real, and we are in limbo.
Right.
We really
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
As a gaming culture, we are in limbo. You got people
But
screaming
that's
for Jack.
that's
you
Sony's
got-
fault. You know that, right? That's Sony's
Yo, I
fault
was just
because they're the
about to
ones
say
who-
that.
They're
I
the
was
ones who
just
push
about to
that
say
shit.
that. Exactly. I was just about to say that.
I'm
yo.
sorry.
Right. So
Right.
what happens is you have a company, they saw what's the moneymaker, right? They saw, and I'm gonna call it what it is. I don't care how anybody feel, right? Because I've owned both systems.
Right.
Yo, Sony makes soap operas, bro. Let's just keep it 100%.
I've been said
Sony
that.
wants you-
Thank you for crowning
They
me
want
for
you
that.
to grab World Talk. They want you to grab your tissues. They want
Right.
you to go online. They want you to, and what happens is when these reviewers cry a tear or
Right.
get emotional, what happens, boys and girls? That score goes up on Metacritic. Or
Right.
you get the IGN's 9.0. Or like when I saw a review of Death Stranding, this girl was like, Death Stranding is the game that we never thought that we needed, and it's the one that we needed right now.
Because
Are you
I have to
serious?
pee. Yeah, because I never felt like pissing this much in my
Well,
life. And it made me feel
yeah.
like I was going to the
Yeah.
restroom is
So-
something that I can just have an
Right.
exuberating
Right,
experience
Sean.
about.
Yeah.
General. Say Sean. Say
Yeah,
General. I don't
yeah.
know. I don't want to just make you feel uncomfortable.
It's
The
all
point
good,
that
bro.
you're
It's all
saying
good.
the point you're saying too. The other thing is that they're doing is they're putting even topics, right, of parenthood, right? Parenthood,
Yep.
right?
Right.
Yep.
Parenthood. Now,
God of
hear
War.
me out.
God of War.
Hear
Yep.
me-
Yep. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
hear me out. Hear me out because stay with me because I'm about to put a point that I hope
Okay.
and I'm pretty sure all of you are gonna agree with, right?
I'm not.
About parenthood. They did it in Last of Us
Yep.
in a retarded ass way that's unrealistic, right? I could attest for that big time. Okay? And why am I speaking about it? Because I'm a father of 8. That's why I'm speaking.
Of course.
About it, right?
Of course.
Now,
Damn, he back.
they did it with they did stop it. They did it. This show is not about me and my sexual life. Okay?
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Man. It's all good.
So then they
Poor
put
Miss
it in God
He-Man.
of War.
Poor Miss He-Man.
They put it in Death Stranding.
Death Stranding.
Right.
They put it in
Right.
what's the other
God
game?
of War.
With-
God of War.
No, they put it in a bunch of other shit. They try to put it
Okay.
in. No, they didn't try. They did. They put it in Uncharted. They
Yeah,
put it
true.
in freaking. I'm trying to remember what was the other one. The point is they put it in a bunch of their games, right?
They
And
do.
then you got
First
these,
party.
then you
First
got
party
then
games.
you got
Right.
then you got these reviewers from IGN,
Mhm.
from Kotaku, from Gamerport,
GameSpot.
from
Yeah, all that.
GameSpot, from Giant Bomb that don't even have children.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Don't know
Right.
what it is to be a parent.
Right.
Yep.
Don't know anything of the
Oh,
foundations
my
and
gosh.
fundamentals.
It's
of
like trying to
parenting,
understand what
right?
grandparents are. What
And
grandparents
then these other people talking. These games are so great because they're even touching the basis of parenting and
Yeah.
how things are. And then I tell them, look, what they did is too far-fetched, and what they're doing is unrealistic. I get it's a video game, but if it's grounded in reality, you have to keep it within reason.
Yeah,
and they're
within
not doing
reason
that.
at least. Yeah.
So then they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you crazy?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing I say to them, are you a parent? Do you have
Right.
children?
Right.
What does that mean? I have nephews and nieces that I take care of and love.
Right. Oh, what
Not
is
the same
that
thing.
supposed to mean? Well, what are you supposed
Not
to mean?
the motherfucking same thing. You spending a day or a weekend or a couple hours with your nieces does not qualify you as a motherfucking parent. Sorry. No, it doesn't. When you bear that child, when you take care of that child from day 1 to day 9, lose sleep over that child, get worried because it
Yeah.
chokes, or
It's
because you think it's not breathing, or because it's sick and you think it's going to die, and because
Right.
you make
That's
it
true.
and you see it grow on your
Right.
hands.
Right. fam.
Okay, you spend endless nights
That's
with
right.
it, taking
Right,
care
right.
and make sure that they're okay and that they're safe.
Right.
Go to the
You
doctor,
worry
go
about
to
'em.
school.
That's right.
Go through the embarrassment of teachers
Dropping
saying that
them
there's
off.
something wrong with them,
Or dropping them off at
or that
school.
you didn't know how to raise them.
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
When you
Mhm.
go through that, that
Right.
qualifies you as a parent.
Right.
Until then, get the fuck out of my fucking face with that bullshit. Because you do not dictate. You're not going to dictate what parenting is to me of a fucking stupid ass video game that has no clue, because half of the developers too, not all, but a lot of them are also young and don't have parents, don't have kids. I'm not saying they don't have families. A lot of them are older, but a lot of them don't.
Yeah.
And it's not the same thing. It's a video game.
Yeah. It's a video
And you're going to
game, bro.
review the game as a 23, 24, 27-year-old out of high school or college, rather, because you got a doctorate in writing, right? And you're going to tell me, or because you got some type of,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
college degree in writing.
Yeah,
that
and
you're gonna
journalism.
tell
I got
me,
you, yeah.
Right.
Right. And gaming journalism, no less, because
Now-
gaming journalism is not even a thing.
Right. Now let me.
Gaming
Now to your.
journalism
Now to
died
your.
with Adam Sessler.
Now,
Yo.
Now to
Adam
your
Sessler
point,
died with
now to your point, I think
exactly.
that
That's when it was.
I think where that comes from
Yeah.
is because people think because they get degrees that they're able to speak on anything. That's where they mess up.
Yeah.
Just because you can write.
It doesn't mean you
make
can speak
married.
on everything. Yeah, it just means that if anything, it should show that you're more intelligent enough to understand what the hell you're talking about. See what I'm saying?
Well,
Exactly.
it's like those people that make careers out of themselves, Dorian, right?
Right.
And they become millionaires. Let's say, or have six-figure incomes, right? And they think because they did that they have more worth than the people that became just a casual family with kids and live, with the means, almost with the little means that they have. They think they're better than them because they had a better choice in their life and made money. People out there think that. So tell me, what's your legacy? That you made money? Whatever. Where's your family? Where's the legacy that you put and teach and taught other human beings how to be productive in society?
How to be. Right. Because
Or
money don't
how
teach
to have
that.
worth of life.
Right.
Like,
Because money don't teach that,
anybody
brother.
can make money.
That's right.
Anybody can have the time to go to work and make money.
That's right.
So to Tyshawn's point, that's what I wanted to add. Because.
But yo.
Go ahead, Tyshawn. Go ahead.
Now I was gonna say one thing.
I said enough. Go ahead.
Real talk.
I'm just waiting on
Sir.
Sir.
Been The Last of Us 2.
Right.
I don't think there should have even been The Last of Us 2. That's just
Yeah,
my
it didn't
opinion.
need it. It didn't need it.
We done ran
Should have been
Sherminator
a
off.
one-off. It should have been a one-off, and that's
That's
it.
true.
But
you know what, to me,
but
you
the
know I
problem
didn't
is,
care.
Tyshawn, is
I
they
didn't
can't
care.
do it because it made too much money.
Right.
Sony knows
Exactly.
it's too much money
I
to
don't
be
think
lost.
they had the story.
But
That's
right.
the problem.
They didn't have
that's
the
not the
creativity of
problem.
the story no more.
You trying to put a V8 engine in a hoopty. You can't
Right.
do that.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't
But
put
the
a
problem now,
V12 engine
Andy,
in a Hyundai. It's not
Right.
gonna
That's right.
work.
but the other problem is they're trying to use what's popular in society
Right.
to their favor. But now
Right. They're not even trying. Like, you know what, man?
Because
you know
you
what?
can't
Y'all
do
said
that.
that. Using this gay stuff for propaganda, that tells me you're not even trying. That's played out now.
Well,
Facts.
Come on with
it's the
something
same.
now.
You're just going the cheap route.
Yeah,
like
you just
everybody
going
else,
to, you
the cheap
want
route.
somebody to boycott? I mean, what's really going on? Like, come on, man. I got other things to do than to be sitting up here worrying about somebody's rights that I already got rights. I don't have time for that, man.
Well,
Like,
Dorian.
there's people sitting out
Dorian,
here dying of
there's not-
coronavirus. There's more important things
There's
out
not
here.
one person. There's not one
Terminator?
person in
Terminator
the
here?
family.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
that's
All
it.
right, go
Yes,
ahead.
sir.
Let's talk,
It's
man.
the
Go ahead.
voice. The voice.
The voice is here.
Real quick, there's
Go ahead.
not one person that has a family that has family, right? Like us gentlemen, right?
Right.
That doesn't have a family member that's not gay.
Right.
Okay?
It's,
Now,
it's
My
not like it
nieces-
doesn't. It's not like
My
it's not
nieces-
real nieces. Yeah.
Yeah, my cousin is.
I
You know
got
what mean?
cousins and
Yeah, two of
aunties
my
that
cousins.
are.
So, you know,
exactly.
So it's not like we don't know their world. You think we go
Right.
around hating
And
them
we hate on them.
and
Right.
not
We
kissing
love
them
them. We still
and not
love them.
hugging them and
Exactly.
not telling them we don't love them? I don't
Right.
give a fuck if my cousin want to suck a dick. That's
Right.
his problem.
That's right.
I suck bug. And
Right.
I eat a pussy all day. That's
Right.
my job. I
That's
don't give a
right.
fuck what he do.
Right.
Excuse my language, obviously.
Yeah,
We're
man.
trying to
You
keep it
chill
PG,
out,
but
man.
it is.
You chill out.
This,
We
this,
want kids. We want kids, grandmama, pets, and everybody to watch the show, Ebot.
that's true.
We
That is true.
we
That
want to
is true.
respect everybody, so therefore we got a
That's right.
responsibility at hand. But just understand,
That's right.
that's the compassion, that's the emotion, because that's the realism. Like, that's why I started it out. I called it bullshit because listen, man, you can't paddywhack bullshit. There's some things you just can't paddywhack. Okay. Now, I'm not going to just get up here because I have the free will of speech and abuse my speech, but don't get mad at me when I call you bullshit because you bullshitting me. And right now, Sony is trying to bullshit everybody. That's what I'm saying. The cover up,
Yeah.
you can't cover up nothing. It's too many trails. Go
That's
ahead,
dangerous.
Sherminator.
That's dangerous. That's dangerous.
Yeah, you
That's
you
awful
covering up
dangerous.
now. It's kind of too late to be trying to cover up. It's not even. It's like what we said. At this point, it's not even about the leak anymore. Like, stop talking about the leak.
Yeah.
There was a problem
Yeah.
going on before this damn leak.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to talk about.
Worst leak in gaming history, bro. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Worst leak.
It's about the.
Boy,
It's about,
right?
I'm gonna tell you what this is
New
it's
legal?
equivalent to.
New
This is
legal?
equivalent to 2011,
riots?
bro. What the heck? This is big for
Yeah,
them.
the
This is
riots
right.
and the rage for those who play this game and are fans
Oh
of it,
my God!
it has
I've
not
seen all
stopped.
the
It
leaks
has
too.
not stopped. Yeah, thank you.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my God.
If
bro.
when they see what they did, they're going to be pissed.
Yeah, they're gonna be pissed.
Boy.
Go ahead, Sherman.
And I
Go
won't.
ahead.
And I
Let
won't
Sherman
speak
say
on it because
something,
I'm not
y'all.
gonna root for them.
Let's Sherman kick
Hey,
it. Yeah,
Sherman,
we
sir.
What's up, Sherman? Sherman's in the building. What's up, guys? What's up, sir?
Well. First of all, I've thoroughly enjoyed this first hour.
Sorry.
I know it. That's why I mess with him. Like, look at him. He's sitting back here just eating this up. He's just eating this up.
I've thoroughly enjoyed it. All the points that have been made.
Right.
It's no, I'm very serious. I'm
Yeah, I know you are.
chilling.
I know.
I'm chilling. And you know, why mess with perfection? That's my motto for tonight. Which, now that I think about it, with me just saying that, you could actually take that saying and apply it to the situation that's being discussed. Why would you mess with perfection? The first game was world renowned.
Yep.
But you know, the answer to that question also can be applied within that particular angle, within that viewpoint. See, I kind of excuse me, I look at it a little bit differently, not without endorsing everything that all of you have said. Everything, and I mean 100%. All of your comments are right on target. But for me, I view it just a little bit differently, and here's what I mean by that. You know, of course, as you said, everybody knows the mass exodus that's taking place at that studio. I mean, it's irrefutable. Everybody knows about it. Everyone has always known about it, and it just doesn't seem to be getting any better. It's only getting worse. And on the surface, this latest scenario is just making it even worse.
Thank you.
But,
Thank you.
But here's the thing. I'm looking at it from the standpoint that Sony and the folks who are left at the company, at the development company, they're probably viewing it from the standpoint of, well, how can we not so much save face, but basically salvage what little that's left? In other words, how can we take lemons and make lemonade?
Lemonade. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
So basically, it's the whole concept of taking a bad thing, and instead of doing the bait and switch, as far as there's nothing to see here, no.
Right.
Let's feed into it on purpose, for the sole reason of you and you and you and me and the millions of other people who are doing what we're doing right now.
Wow.
Giving it attention.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, right. Because at the end of the day, what's the most important thing? What's the most important thing, especially within the gaming industry? What is the most important commodity?
Marketing.
Right.
And what feeds into that?
Right. Voice talk.
Word of mouth.
Yeah, word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
Talking.
Yeah, word of mouth. Yeah.
Now watch
we're
this
keeping
though.
it alive,
Right.
Just by the foolishness that's going on internally at the company.
Right.
And then
it's working in their
that
favor.
foolishness is being quote unquote leaked.
Right. But no, there's nobody to talk about who it is. Now, you know what? Look, I already thought about that. I already spoke on it. I said, listen, when somebody hacks into something, hackers are not punks, okay? They're not usually typically the kind that when they think, oh, you're gonna hide too long. They don't really like that.
Right.
They'll tell you straight up, damn it, it's us. We did it. We don't give a
Yeah.
damn. What y'all gonna do about it? You know? So, you know, we know this because when Xbox Live and PSN got hacked a couple years ago, it didn't take them no time to find out who it was. Then when it got hacked again, it didn't take them long to figure out who
Because
it
they
was.
do it because they want to be seen. That's
Right.
how they do it most of the time.
Right. There's a code to
It's
being
a
a hacker.
tactical move.
Right. There's codes to this stuff. They're not just out here doing that just to be doing it. They want to be known. It's a big deal to be a hacker. So let's give the hackers some credit. Let's give hackers some credit. Yeah, don't just sit there and make them out to look like pussies or some bunch of punks or something. No, give them some credit. Hey man, they work. It's a hard job to be a hacker. You know, it's hard out here to be a pimp. All right? Put some respect on my name. So for them to sit up here and tell us, oh, not to worry. It wasn't anybody that was mad or anything that you heard. It was a leak from an outside source and basically a hater. You know, and we found out who it is. Who is it? Oh well, we're not gonna talk about it, right? Why would you talk about something like that?
Position to disclose it.
Yeah, what are you talking about, man? You got millions of fans, people out here that was mad. Now that goes back to what Sherman was saying. Now watch this.
Dorian, do you remember? Do you remember real quick? Because it's gonna coincide with what you're saying. Do you remember? You guys all probably remember, actually, when what's her name, Ellen Page, when she was saying that she was gonna sue Sony because Ellie from Last of Us.
Yeah, it was like her likeness, her permission.
Looked very much like her likeness, right?
Right. She
And she said, I'm gonna sue, right? And remember,
this is
was
real
doing a game
stuff.
with them already.
Right.
She was doing a game with them already, which was called Beyond, right?
Right.
Yeah, Beyond. Yep.
With Quantum Dream, right?
Right.
Like 3 weeks later, she goes, never mind. I'm good. It's okay. I'm all right.
Yeah.
I'm not
because money talks.
Because they paid her.
Right.
Exactly.
They pay her,
and that's what they did. And that's right.
Which is kind of what Dorian's trying to say.
No,
They
right.
paid
But
the fucking guy.
Right.
But yo,
to
just
stay
to
quiet
piggyback-
and say, oh, we don't know.
Right, because that's all
just to
Sony knows
piggyback-
how to do. You got to remember,
Yeah.
North Korea hacked them. North Korea.
Yeah.
Even our president at the time had to say, now damn, Sony, you let North Korea hack you? Like that was like the most embarrassing crap on earth. You let Kim Won-Ju hack you? Come on, man. Like, his little rascals hack you? And look, and we know who it is? We know who did it? Like, y'all don't even get your databases up. The people who work for Sony, their social security numbers, all that stuff was compromised, okay? So this isn't something that when you say, oh, somebody hacked us, like that makes you look good. That makes you look dumb. Like, that still proves our point that your damn security is still lame. Don't y'all see what I'm saying?
Yeah, new legal. Let me piggyback off what Sherm said.
So, wait a minute before you do that. Wait a minute. All right. Hold your thought. Because Chris Ebot, he said something and stopped me. But I want to make this real quick. On to Shermanator's point, what he was saying. But Shermanator, all marketing isn't good marketing, my brother. And for the first time, Shermanator, I guarantee you, there's gonna be some money lost in this game that they would have made way hell of a lot more. Because when you go and start messing with people's religion, and you see, because religion is another thing like gaming, right? It doesn't matter what color you are. The great Malcolm X had to find that out. Religion can be anybody. Now, as smart as Malcolm X was, he had to find that simple little concept out about religion. So guess what Sony's about to learn? Now, Sony's not a dumb company. They have very high, intelligent people there. But just like Malcolm X had to learn that little simple principle.
Don't look like it now.
That's right. When Malcolm X had to learn that simple principle, that white people can be Muslims too. And they travel to Mecca to bow down to that great rock too. Just like the rest of the Arabians. Sony's about to find out that, yes, you have Christians, you have people who are religious that like your brand. But you know what? they probably don't like your brand as much as they used to now, because they
And
prefer
if they
their
don't like
God
your
and their
brand,
religion over you. See what I'm saying?
and
See,
it's not
Sony done
coming in
got
their
too
houses.
cocky. That's right.
Yeah,
They done got too
it's
cocky.
PS3 all over again. It's PS3 all
Right.
over again.
They think they can just do anything and their fans are gonna
Just a
accept
little
it.
later. Just a little later.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
So go ahead. That's all I wanted to say about the Shermanator thing. But he
But
is right too. But
but
I
no,
just wanted to say that. Go ahead. Go ahead, fam.
so what Sherman's saying
Mm-hmm.
is completely right.
Right.
My my whole thing is, you said it too. All publicity is not good publicity,
Mm-hmm.
right? But it's still publicity.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my point. This game was so people had waited for this game. They talked about
Every
this
year.
game, right?
That's
Every
right.
year,
Every
right?
year.
Right.
They came out and they did the trailer, even the developer breakdown on, all type of stuff. So this game, it's definitely what Sherman has said. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? And on top of that, there's a saying called, you hate dumb smart people, and this definitely falls
Right.
in Neil Druckmann direction, right? If you have a IP that people love, we talking like people love. You got lesbian girls. Let's keep it funky. You got lesbian
Right.
girls
Mm-hmm.
loving Ellie
Lesbian men.
posters on the wall.
Where the black
Hey.
people at?
You
Where
got
the black people at?
right, but
Now
but
we
you
gotta
got
worry about the
gamers.
black lesbians.
Right.
Yeah, but you got gamers. But you got
Where they
gamers,
at?
right? You got
So fucking done. Right.
but you got gamers that
Never
love
black
Joel.
person. Never.
Listen,
but
not for
Go
the
ahead.
hate.
Go ahead.
Tyshawn's
Go
onto
ahead,
something.
General. Go ahead, General.
Now the
But
next
yeah.
level,
Yeah.
level is, where is the LGBT representation of different ethnics?
There you
Fuck
go.
it.
Yeah,
Right.
That's the new
Right,
level of
but-
gaming.
Right.
right. But check this out.
Right.
You got
So-
gamers, especially male gamers who love
Right.
Joel. You
Right.
understand?
Right. Who
So-
cry? Who cry over it? You right. Males.
Oh yeah,
Alright,
yeah.
so-
that's-
We didn't say
so-
men,
that
we
shit
said
is
males. There's a big difference.
Right.
Yeah.
Males, right, whatever, right? Okay,
Right.
so when you have people that buy into your franchise is one,
Right.
but when they buy into the characters, there's a connection. It's another thing.
Right. Right.
So Neil Druckmann, he really, I don't know what type of meetings he been going to, what type of
Right.
pamphlets, or who he listening
He
to.
been watching too much
but-
Police Academy, if you ask me. He been going
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that
yeah,
wrong.
for
He
real,
been
for
going into
real,
that wrong
for real.
bar every time he runs and tries to hide.
Exactly.
Dun,
Blue
dun,
oyster.
dun,
The blue oyster. Yeah, the
Right.
blue oyster.
He been going.
So-
Stupid
so-
something with the
So
general
it's
boy.
like, so it's like, yo, my whole thing with Sony is this, right? You gotta look at, because there's new people there, Jim Ryan, and
Right.
they took
exactly.
the dude that made Horizon Zero Dawn. He's now, next to Jim Ryan. There's
Right,
a whole new people there, right?
Right.
So you gotta look at what made your console so successful. It was about word of mouth. And
Right.
me and New Legal, even me and Heba had a discussion years ago about how the media, the IGNs, the GameSpots, all of them, they sold that PS4, bro.
Yeah. Thank you.
They sold that PS4.
Right.
Right.
You have to
So-
lie to sell that damn thing.
Right.
You got to lie.
The biggest thing PS4 had was Spider-Man from a mainstream
Right.
perspective.
Wasn't even their
it was
main
Spider-Man.
games. That's right. A game
Right.
that's been out
So
is your best
Right,
all-time
so-
seller of your generation. Sad.
That's why they.
so look
Yeah.
look at
exactly.
Sony now. Look at Sony now. You have a head dude that he can't speak in person. He's just not a personality, bro. Like he needs to stay behind the scenes. Sean Layton's gone. Andrew House is gone. All these cats.
Jack
man,
Trenton left.
Yo,
Yeah.
I heard behind the
The other
scenes.
dude.
Wait,
This ain't
I
right.
heard.
Right.
I heard they actually wanted to rehire Jack Trenton, and he said, "No, I'm done. I'm retired." So they even went to that extent. All right. So here's the thing: when you look at Sony, and I'm talking about people that love Sony, right? They are in for a rude awakening. This ain't the same Sony that you loved. What they're gonna see is Microsoft is not the Microsoft from 2013.
Right.
And that's a great thing for the industry because now the playing field is balanced, right? But just what Shermanator said, man, yo, they're dumb smart people. There are not smart people right now over there. And, yo, you shouldn't. Look, the game already had enough hype, yo. What are you doing? Like, who's sitting in these meeting rooms? And I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The same people that were sitting in the meeting room in 2013 that was like, so what shall we do? Oh, you saw the Microsoft show? Oh, do the opposite.
But yo, do the opposite. I'm not gonna spoil nothing. Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil nothing. But yo, who's in these meeting rooms making all this money signing off on this story, yo? Who signed off on like, yo, bro? What you want to what? Okay, so that's another thing I have a problem with. But it's like, yo, let me just say something deeper.
Yeah.
For years, as a Microsoft fan, Sony fans have made fun of us because we haven't had the big AAA single player adventures, right?
Right.
Let me finish. Before you jump on it, let me finish.
No, I wasn't. I was going to say something that was crazy. Because they're always calling us X-Twats and stuff. They call us X-Twats.
So check it out.
It's just funny right now.
So check it out, right?
Right.
For years, you laughed at co-op. You laughed at multiplayer, right? And as long as you kept getting these big 20-hour graphics in your face,
right?
The same third person over the shoulder,
right?
You know, I said it, right? The story that make you cry and go write in your diary and suck a lemon or a lollipop or a blow pop.
He said, write in your diary. I'm done.
Right?
These dudes crack me up.
So the same thing that y'all made fun of, right?
Right.
The same thing, the YouTube channels, and like you said, oh, that's that's dogs-ish. Oh, your Xbox ain't got no games.
Right.
Oh, how chickens come home to roost. Because now they want to make Horizon Zero Dawn 2. They want to make it multiplayer. Right. They want to make it drop in and drop out multiplayer like Assassin's Creed. And PS fans are having a fit. Well, why would you do that? It's a single-player adventure.
Yeah, because they're man. Because they're casuals. They're casuals. Listen, at the end of the day, it's this, and let's keep it honest. They're casual and they're gay. Okay. They're casual and they're gay.
Okay.
Sony said that. Okay. We're not saying that. Sony said that. So I don't understand. Listen, I don't know the culture of gayness. I know gay people. I don't know the culture of gayness. And if you want me to think that you're not a whiny culture, you're not doing a good job at it. And we're talking about gaming. So, and when we talk about gaming, I don't care if you gay. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're girl, male, white, purple. You could be an alien. You could be E.T. Come to my house and sit next to me and play this Xbox all day and then fly back out.
Yeah. But new legal, it's deeper than that. What I'm talking about is culture change. Right? Culture change. When you have a fan base or a bunch of people that's just used and comfortable how things are. Right. Here's the reality. They saw Spider-Man sell over 20 million copies.
Right.
But then Jim Ryan, he's looking over here like, God damn, people still play Halo 5? Didn't that game come out 5 years ago?
Right.
And
I don't have a game like that.
Right. You should.
I don't have a game like that.
They saw Last of Us get all these rewards and all this critical acclaim, and I think they even did a talk show on it. All this stuff, right? They did with BAFTA, the British American Federal Television and Arts. Yeah, actually, they did a special on Last of Us, right? But then you see a game like Sea of Thieves, like, yo, people still playing that?
Yeah,
it has 10 million players.
It doubled. Yeah, it doubled.
And it grew.
Right.
Okay, so
10 million.
That's right.
That's where Sony.
And it's on Game Pass.
That's where Sony wants to go.
The ultimate
that's
service
where
right
Sony
now.
wants
to
go.
Ass. Game Pass is kicking your ass.
That's what.
That should be the motto.
That's
Game
where Sony
Pass for
wants
your
to go.
ass.
Right. New Legal. Everybody. Hebot. Shermanator. That's where Sony wants to go.
Right.
That's where
Of
they're trying to
course.
go because they see Microsoft games
Right.
generate so much revenue over time.
Famo,
Yeah,
they
now they
trying to
want a
get
piece of the
rid of
pie.
Famo. They done already
Now they want a
told.
piece of the pie.
They've already told their fan base, listen, console sales don't make us money. They're trying their hardest
Yeah,
to get away
yeah,
from these idiots.
yeah.
They
They
said
did.
But
it's
these
niche.
idiots,
They said
yeah,
it's niche.
these idiots just keep talking, and Sony's like, what can we do? We're trying to change, but they won't let us. Poor Sony.
Exactly.
But you created these
Mhm.
purple eating
Mm.
people. What you call them? The big purple. What you call it? What's that song called? The
Purple
big purple
people
eat.
eater.
Yeah, purple people eaters. You created them.
Mhm.
They're like the Smurfs that got infected. The purple Smurfs that go nah, nah, nah. They can't even talk. They
Yeah.
just run around and bite each other on their butts, on their little tails, and they get infected.
Mhm.
Well, your whole culture them bit
Yeah.
each other, saying the same dumb shit. You hear them all the time. They don't have no games.
Mhm.
What exclusives you got? They can't even talk gaming. That's it's like it's something wrong with them. Like, where's your excuses? I don't look, bro. I'm playing games. Your console sucks. There's no excuses. What? How many consoles you game? I'm like, bro, can you talk gaming for a minute? Dude, so what's your gaming?
Yo.
They won't talk to you. Oh, what do you mean?
Yo.
Then they ask you, what do you mean? Well, what do you mean? Like, was that hard to understand?
Let me
What's your gaming
let
about?
me let me say this to you right now, yo. Two things are gonna happen. And remember the general who finally is getting back to snuff, and I'm finally back on my soapbox. PlayStation Now will become a Game Pass type service by next year. I promise
Oh,
you
it has
that.
to.
They have no choice.
That's it.
Telling you.
Right. They
Right.
have
They have no
no
choice.
choice.
It
They
It
has
want,
will.
Right.
It will.
They're a
will.
Even though
Microsoft
what you're saying, a
customer.
lot of people are gonna be like,
The
you're
mi-
crazy.
Yeah.
Right, they're a
They're crazy.
Microsoft
But they have-
customer.
And two,
They already deal with
and
PlayFab.
two,
They make games
right.
off of
And
PlayFab
two,
that Microsoft owns. The hell is
right.
wrong with these
And
people, man?
two, this is a real bombshell. All those that went over to PlayStation 4 that left the 360, they
Right.
will be back home
They coming
this
back.
fall.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
coming back, bro.
And
They
I'ma
were
tell
just
you why.
mad. Right.
I'm gonna
They
tell
was
you
just
why.
mad.
I'm gonna tell you why.
They was mad
Now,
at a
if you're
console that has no
Sony,
feelings.
right, and everybody would agree, those second party games that you got, like Persona, and all that, and Final Fantasy, and all that, they're coming
That
to
they don't even
Xbox
own.
anyway.
They don't even own
Right,
them.
you don't own, right?
I'll show
Phil Spencer.
Microsoft what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna buy their console.
Phil
And
Spencer.
now they wondering,
Phil
oh,
Spencer.
Microsoft sold 50 million. They're still around. Damn it, my trick didn't
Yo,
work.
Phil Spencer.
How
Phil
could this
Spencer's
be?
got an office. He's got an office in Japan and China,
Mhm.
Right.
and he's
He's
built
opened them.
all these new relationships,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
All
Right.
these new relationships. On top of that, if you're Sony, how do you deal with Game Pass? If you're Sony, how do you deal with Xbox Live? If you're Sony, you don't have nothing to go against Halo Infinite. God forbid if they drop Fable, that's another kick in your head.
Right. Because then
And
the
then if
Four
they drop-
Horsemen.
if they
Because if they drop Fable, the Four Horsemen is back. The Four Horsemen is back.
If you drop Forza Horizon 5,
Right.
it's really over.
Right.
And I say that because motorsport is for the hardcore.
Right.
Forza Horizon is for the casual.
Yeah,
You
just to ride
understand?
around, like
So-
you know. I'm not a
Right.
hardcore
But
sim.
fantastic racing game. So
But they both do well. That's the
Yes.
key.
they
Yeah.
both
They
do well.
both.
But
Right.
It's not like
but here's
one
the
does
problem,
well, the other one
Hebot.
doesn't. That's the
Right.
But here's-
problem. They
Yep,
both
that's
do
Right,
true.
but here's the problem,
That's
Hebot. Here's the problem, Hebot. There's a problem.
Mhm. Yeah, I got you.
Simulation
I'm listening.
simulation racing is kind of a thing of the past. It really is. That's why they take it so long, because they have to reinvent it. They got to open it up. I've been
Right.
to New Legal. You
Right.
cannot have people running around tracks. It's
The same
corny and
tracks.
it's played
Right.
out.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Right.
It's
I
So
mean,
that's why
it
they-
has an,
But
it
here's
has
the thing.
audience. But my point
Yeah.
when I say
Let me
that
say this. Let me
is
say
it's
this.
a
Let me
double-
say this real
it's a-
quick.
It's a double whammy.
It's a damn.
double
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
professional sport,
Yeah.
though. That's what keeps it alive. We're talking as if NASCAR don't exist. NASCAR does exist. Forza is a terminology
Right.
in professional racing. So when you
Yeah,
got that's who it really is.
The point I'm getting at when I tell Tyshawn that they both
That's
make
who
money
they
is
are.
that
Right.
they're covering
All right, so-
both
Right.
half
They
Both
covering
enthusiasts.
both
right.
audiences. They're covering
Yes.
both audiences. That's what
It's
I'm
not
saying,
like
right?
one is doing well and the other one is not. You get
That's
what I'm
Okay,
trying to
all
say?
That's what they're doing.
All right.
That's
One
exactly
makes
what they're
more
doing.
money.
Right, which is
One makes
Forza
more money
Horizon.
because it's
Right.
because
Yeah.
it's the new evolution of gaming, but the other
Right.
one
And-
still
and-
makes money. It's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's still $1 million seller. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is that Microsoft has to be reborn. We're gonna see Thursday, right?
Oh yeah.
Off rip.
Oh yeah.
Microsoft says
So we
it
know
doesn't,
Thursday.
it doesn't report.
Stop it.
Microsoft
Right.
says it doesn't report numbers. Microsoft only sold 46 million consoles.
We know Thursday it's gonna be a lot of third party.
Nobody
And they
knows
say
what
first party
Microsoft
for
has
the-
sold. How many consoles that
Right.
Doran
Xbox
is-
sold?
he's in the
Because
zone, he's in the
Xbox
zone.
ain't,
Look, he
because
keeps up.
Microsoft
Yeah.
hasn't reported nothing. Microsoft's that's
Yeah, but-
PlayStation sells 2 to 3 months.
Yeah,
But
but new
you-
legal.
You got it started. You got.
Yeah, but new legal. But new legal. Check it
They're
out.
my boys. You know.
We going into an era
Right.
where the console sale is a tombstone, and Sony knows it, bro.
PlayStation 5 has
110 million
RDNA 3
yeah.
technology.
that 110 million that they sold,
Right.
Game Pass is gonna whoop that two times
It's
over.
not even gonna.
Is that
right.
console
times over.
sales?
Because you want to know why
console
the general
sales-
said that? You know
console
why?
Sales
Because
got-
the Game Pass is going to act just like Xbox
Console?
games act. They run
It is.
long.
Listen,
run long.
Console sales finished and started to diminish
Mhm.
when the OG Xbox came out because
Right.
Thank you.
they saw
Right.
big numbers in a
Mhm.
short period of time with
short
only
period of
23
time.
million. With only
That's
and so
right.
did Sega with the Dreamcast.
That's
So
right.
did Sega with the
right,
Dreamcast.
Right.
And if you want any proof to cement what Tyshawn said,
That's right.
but I've been saying this for years as well. I've been saying it for years. Console sales don't make money. They don't make. They never
No,
made the
they-
money.
no,
for
it was
all
that-
The
the-
software. The
Right.
software.
That was just the
If you
talk
want
then
any-
because.
if you
Right. It was the
if you
talk
want any
then.
proof, look at the Wii. Look at the Wii.
Right.
The Wii sold almost 127 million units.
Right.
But it was for the casuals, and it was $199. And where's the Wii? The Wii had a
Right.
bunch of exclusives, a bunch of games that you could only play there still to this day. And the
Hey,
Wii
he
slowly got passed up by the 360.
Hey, he by
And then-
keep it real. We bowling sold that system. We bowling sold that system.
What do you mean? Oh, but
We bowling.
no, I had mine.
Yeah.
yeah.
They
I-
put that.
I
They
have-
put that Joker in gyms and nursing homes.
Mhm.
Yes, that's right.
Mhm.
They
Right
did.
where the connect. Right
No,
where the
no,
connect is at.
that's-
Yeah, yeah.
Connect was what it was. The connect is in the living.
Keep it
in
real.
the living
And
room
the
with
other
the
one-
NFL.
and the
The
other
NFL
one-
commissioners
It
are.
wasn't the games that sold that system. It was
And
we bowling.
And we
We fit. Yeah, and we fit. Yeah, exactly. With the
Mhm.
mat.
The-
Yeah,
the-
exactly.
Or
Yeah.
the women
Let me tell you-
want to do their yoga. They want to do their yoga. Tell them,
Right.
sir.
That's right.
Let me share something with you guys, and that's
What's up with your fam?
Go ahead.
that right there. That is a do not underestimate the value of what you just said.
Right.
Yeah.
When the Wii shortly after it hit the market, I remember due to an injury, I actually, how long? About a year and a half. I was in physical therapy,
Wow. Okay.
and I went through 2 different physical therapy centers, 2 totally separate centers, owned by totally different companies.
Mm.
Everywhere there was a physical therapy center. In each one of those centers, there were Wii's everywhere.
Right.
See.
And so, me being a gaming enthusiast, I actually talked to some of the therapists.
Mhm.
And in one of the therapy centers, I talked to the manager, and she told me that the Wii, and she was a gamer too. She told me that she found out that Nintendo had a separate business arrangement with hospitals,
That's right.
with gyms.
Okay.
The reason why the Wii
Okay, Hiba.
sold the way it did was because
All
they
right.
did it from a bulk business transaction standpoint. They were selling Wii's in bulk to different companies all over the globe.
Wow. Okay.
That's why that was the secret to the Wii's success.
Right.
Okay.
But you know, on the one hand, you would think, well, why wouldn't they make that public?
Right.
That's still a mystery to me. I mean, sure, they sold a lot in individual homes,
Right.
but they arguably sold more to businesses,
Right.
specifically businesses that centered on physical therapy
I
and
saw them in
physical
dentist
fitness.
offices. I saw them in dentist offices.
Yeah. See,
yeah,
Sherm,
I don't
that was
doubt
my
that at all.
point. That was my point. I didn't want he about to make it seem like the game sold. Nah, it was a whole nother
No,
thing that sold
no.
the Wii.
No, it was, you know, the Wii arguably, the Wii, it can be argued that the Wii was a transitional console from the standpoint that it made the industry as a whole more acceptable to the masses. I mean, think about it for a second.
Good point.
We're
Good
talking,
point. Yeah,
we're talking about people. The generation where the Wii was out was the generation that you had individuals who prior to that had absolutely no interest in video games whatsoever until the Wii came out.
Good point. Good point. Good point. Yep. Yeah, you're right.
And that's one of the reasons why. Because everywhere you went in a non-gaming environment, you saw a Wii.
Yeah.
And then now you've got these licensed physical therapists. You've got licensed life coaches. You had licensed gym instructors where there were Wii's. Planet Fitness had Wii's in them.
Right.
Yup. That's my point. Yeah.
Now, what about this rumor out here, y'all? You know I don't like rumors, but there's a mighty rumor floating around, and y'all let me know if this one is true. That Xbox Live has 90 million subscribers to it. Game Pass has over 10 million. Where did that come from?
That's true.
I heard about that the other day. What's going on with that? That can't be true.
You and I just legal.
Can't be true.
You and
It's
I
a rumor.
discussed this a couple of days ago.
It's a rumor.
And I know how you are.
Come on, it's a rumor, man. Sherm, it's a rumor.
I know how you are, but look, I'm gonna go ahead and
play along.
And I'm gonna hold this. I'm gonna hold the flagpole high. I'm gonna hold it up high. And you
man.
know, man,
I heard it was a
Dorian,
rumor.
you know me, Dorian, you know how I am.
I
I don't mess
know.
with anybody. I'm not the type to like blow my own horn. But in this case, I'm gonna make an exception. I'm gonna make an exception because back in, and you know what? Now that I think about it, Tashawn, were you on the show with us back in the end of the year show that we did?
Yeah. I was.
Yeah.
Okay, so you remember. All right, good. This is perfect. So you remember.
I remember.
Part
I
of
was playing Rage 2. I was playing Rage 2. I remember.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so you know what I'm about to say. During that end of the year show, when Dorian had each one of us go over our observations as far as what stood out the most about, the gaming industry for each one of us in 2019.
Right.
Yep.
And
this is on record. This is on record.
And that's right.
This
that's
is
right.
on record.
For those of you who doubt,
this is in December.
And
that's
you can
right.
you can go check it out yourself.
That's right. This is on record.
And in December, right before New Year's.
That's right.
When it was my turn to speak, one of the things I mentioned. That's right. That's right.
Yep.
You know what I'm about to say.
Right.
One of the things I mentioned was Xbox Game Pass, and I made a prediction. I said,
bold prediction.
I said that we all know Microsoft and specifically Phil Spencer and Team Xbox, they have this habit of not focusing on numbers. But I made a prediction that during their next financial report, they were going to make an exception. And when they made the exception, they were going to reveal that the Game Pass subscriber base was going to be between 9 and 10 million.
You said it, man.
I said that in December.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nobody else was saying that.
No.
Nobody else said
It was
Yeah,
on Di-RREC Gaming,
you did
though.
say that, bro.
Yep.
Yo, big
You
dog,
did
you did say that. I remember. Yeah, you did.
He said it. He said it because I was like, well, you know,
He
it's
did.
possible. You know, I kind of brushed it, but you know, Sherminator was the gospel for him. You know, he was sold on it.
Wow.
Well, look, and again, I normally don't do that type of thing, but when those numbers hit this week,
You said, well, I'll be damned.
I was like, you know what? We might get a call from Phil. Like,
Oh, Philly Killer.
so who have you guys?
Right, who you guys been talking
to?
to?
You know, which, hey, you know what? I don't have a problem with that. So Phil, if you're listening, hit me up with a private messenger. Send me a private message, and we can chat. I have no problem with that whatsoever. But seriously though, those numbers, it proves that Big Phil, that gospel
right.
he's been preaching.
That's right.
The gospel that he's been preaching for years. Yeah, keep in mind, guys, Phil been talking about this
You're
since
right.
2014.
For almost 7 years. That's right. For almost 7
He
years.
started.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He first said Game Pass. He
Right.
first said the name Game Pass
Because
in
man,
2014.
it was called game service something. I can't remember what it was called in the 80s.
Yeah, because he was
I pointed
talking
it out.
about.
Right.
Yeah.
There was a service
But he
like
was
Game
talking
Pass
about-
in the 80s, man. I forgot the name of it. though.
He was talking about, well, what happens to our single player games? He said, how do we keep up with our gaming history? He said that. He said because what we do is
That's
we
right.
take our console,
He did.
we take our
Right.
console, we take all the old
Right.
joysticks, and we put it in the closet.
Now that's funny
and we
that
might
you said
look it
that.
up.
Now listen to what
He
he
said
just
that,
said.
you know what
Now
I'm
listen to what he just said,
Yeah.
and look at the broader sense of that. That's crazy.
Yep.
You brought that up, General. We have a leader. We have a leader that clearly sees what we've been saying all along, being older gamers, that this generation doesn't know. It doesn't understand the history of gaming. Therefore, it's the reason why they talk the way they do. There's no appreciation of how it comes from. And from what you just said, that shows that our leader is saying, I want educated gamers on my platform. See that?
Exactly.
I don't want you to put up your old controller and feel like, well, because gaming to a real gamer never gets old. I can go back and play
never,
Pac-Man today and run Pac-Man with
Right.
my kids or whatever and still feel. I can go to Centipede. It doesn't matter. It's understanding. I had a guy today. Well, I did a giveaway on Twitter. And you know what he said to me, man, that kind of was heartfelt? He says, hey, Legal, I won this, you know. I gave him, it was 25 gift card code to get Streets of Rage 4 in honor of one of my favorite fighting games, right?
That's what's up, man. Good
And I
deal.
said,
Good
he
deal.
said,
Good
hey
deal.
man, I may not know, you know, gaming knowledge like most people online, you know, I may not be able to talk it, but he says, man, but I'm gonna play this game. Thank you, I won. And I told him, I said, man, you know what, man? To be honest, your gaming knowledge doesn't come from reading articles. Your gaming knowledge
It
doesn't
comes
come
from playing
from
games.
my man's
My man, I'm sorry. I had
That's
to
it.
get that out. I'm
No,
sorry.
that's it. That's why I
Comes from
said, my
playing
man.
games.
That's it, brother. And that's exactly what I said to him. Your journey to talk. Here's the ultimate truth to the significant value of that comment. No matter who you are, your journey into being able to be knowledgeable about gaming starts at the very first video game you began to play in your life. Right there.
Pitfall.
The very first one.
Na-na.
That's when your knowledge comes. Your knowledge comes from that.
Yep.
You don't get knowledge from not playing video games. You get knowledge from playing video games. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Bottom
Yeah.
line.
Well, you know what, and extremely valid comment. The interesting thing about that, what I find really interesting about what you just said, is why is it that applies to every other hobby, every other
Right,
profession.
right. But for some reason,
But for
I know
some
exactly.
strange
Yep.
reason,
There you go.
it's
That's
not
right.
supposed to apply
To gaming.
within the
Right.
realm of gaming.
Right.
So I mean, look, I don't know about you guys, but personally,
Thank
I would
God.
be extremely
That's grounded
hesitant
in ISC.
about I would be extremely hesitant about boarding an airplane
Right.
and the pilot and the co-pilot
Has
and
no
the
flight
navigator
experience. That's right.
have no flight experience.
Right.
If
Yeah.
I gotta have surgery,
Right.
I'm not gonna. If I find out that and it's funny because actually there was a commercial. I forget. I forget which commercial it was where there was this guy was having surgery, and then the surgeon comes in, and he's asking all these crazy questions like he's never done it before, and the patient is like, "Well, you remember that commercial?"
It's
I
an
slept in
insurance
a
commercial.
Holiday Inn.
I know
I
you
Yeah,
slept in a
it's an
Holiday Inn.
insurance commercial, right? And right, exactly. And
No, but I
and
slept
they're
in a
looking-
Holiday
and the-
Inn. You know.
right, exactly.
You know.
So I say that to say, why is it? I mean, everybody gets it. You don't want a mechanic who's never worked on a car before.
Right.
Yep.
You don't want to eat something. Well, you might take a chance depending on who it is, like if it's your wife or, your
Right.
girlfriend or whatever.
Right.
And they, hey, I tried this for the first time. Let me know how it is. All right. But at the
Right.
same time, you may do it, but you're going to be kind of like, you're ready for anything. But when it comes to various categories where expertise is not only desired, it's required.
Right.
I mean, it's not even a question. But for
Right.
gaming, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, well, that's not necessary. You don't have to. That's what burns my toast
Right.
about these so-called gaming journalists, because you got a lot of them who, and they'll say it. There are numbers. They're into the numbers. But as far as the actual gaming participation angle, oh no,
Right.
they're actually proud of the fact that, oh well, I'm not a gamer. I mean, my kids play. I asked them. Well, wait a minute. That should not count.
Right.
Not at all. But for some strange reason, it's accepted.
Right.
And something has to be done. Something has to be done about that. That if it's not okay in the medical field, if it's not okay within the airline industry, if it's not okay in architecture,
Right.
if it's not okay in all these other professions, why is it okay in the gaming industry? That boggles my mind. It's just mind-boggling to me. I just wanted to get that out there.
Right.
People don't consider the gaming industry a very strong profession, right? They look at it as just entertainment. And it's like, yo, it takes so much. Maybe a team, I mean, besides Ninja Theory, who's proven a team of 53 can make, an absolute, big new next gen banger, whatever you want to call it, right? But
Right.
some of these teams, it's 200 to 300 people, man. Like,
Yeah.
these are real full productions, right? So I get what Sherman's saying, man. It's like, yo, if I wanted to be a jazz player, right? I have to go study its history.
Yeah.
I have
exactly.
to understand, right? So my whole thing with gaming is that, look, I understand some games don't age well,
Right.
but bro, even if you went on YouTube and looked it up, you could be like, oh snap, they got the idea from this game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
It's just right.
most
Right.
most
That's
new
right.
kids are gonna play Streets of Rage 4, and they're not gonna even realize it's a Streets of Rage 3, a
Oh,
2,
they didn't.
Right.
and
Oh,
1,
they
and
didn't even realize that the
they're all
retro.
fantastic.
They don't realize that the retro game, like I keep telling everybody, Streets of Rage 2 is the greatest, and it's the reason why when you put the retro song on, it's the Streets of Rage 2 retro song. I told people all that. Streets of Rage
Exactly.
2 changed the game. It changed the game.
Exactly. It did. And also another big thing that's going on in gaming, and y'all probably will agree with me, it's too much hand holding, yo.
Right.
And
I
that's
can't
what I
stand
want to
that, bro.
change in the next
Right.
gen.
We don't have
It's
to
too
worry
much
about it.
hand
If you
holding.
sticking with Xbox, you ain't got to worry about that. That's all I'm gonna
Yeah, but
say.
it's just too much hand. It's too much hand holding, right? It's not. It's not enough. And Sherman, y'all, new legal
I know what you're
understand
talking
what I'm
about.
talking
Yeah,
about.
it's not enough trying to figure it out for
You,
yourself. There's not enough.
exactly. And
It's a babysitting job now. Your gaming
right.
experience
And
is a
and
babysitting
gaming
job.
and gaming. And I'll make a point, right? I'll make a point. Gaming, like I'm playing this game called Deliver Us from the Moon, right? It's
Right.
on Game Pass. Fantastic little game.
Right.
I have to sit there and think, well, okay, I got to do this to get the cockpit going. I got to hit this switch. Okay, I got to do this to do that. Or I got to do
Right.
this so that I can open this door. I got to hurry up because my oxygen is running out. The thing about gaming
Right.
is about immersion. And
Right.
so many young people, young gamers, don't understand that.
Right.
We have a culture, not been so new legal, where you just want to beat the game and go talk about it on YouTube.
That's
That's
right.
it. That's their culture. Our
Right.
culture is sitting up all night and we still trying to beat, you know what I'm saying, the last boss on the the SNK fighter, or we trying to do, we're trying to figure it out. In our generation, gaming, you use your brains.
That's right.
A lot of this generation, gaming is being, they holding your hands. Matter of fact, the developers from Ghost of Tsushima, they came out and said in their game there's no checkpoints and there's no waypoints,
Yeah,
right?
because it's
There's no
unfinished.
arrows leading you,
That's because hell,
right? But they
they need
want,
to hurry up and get it out. So hell, that don't even
yeah,
sound like a PlayStation game. That
but
sound like, well, damn it, we
but
just
they
ran
made
out of time.
but they made a good point.
Right.
They want you to explore this world and
Right.
get into battles, and everybody has a different experience. Yo,
Right.
you know how much backlash came from that? And
Yeah,
it's
because
like, yo, like, it's ridiculous.
yeah, man.
You know
Well,
what I mean? So it's
it's
like, you know,
oh no, go ahead.
no, I'm finished. Go ahead, man.
Well, no, what I was going to say is that I never thought, I'm sure Dorian can agree with me on this
I'm
and
not.
identify with this.
I'm not.
Okay, all right. Well, then we'll just keep it moving. You know, I never thought that I would see the day
Right.
when I would actually be a little bit nostalgic
Right.
Mm,
for game guides.
Hmm.
You remember those back in
mm.
the day where you'd
What?
go to electronics boutique
Yep, the
Right.
or
supermarket, all that.
GameStop
Yep,
That's
or the
true.
yep,
supermarket, right, in the
yep,
magazine section, and they would have
yeah,
different guides, but you had to pay for it, and it
Right.
was in the
yeah,
magazine, or they had the actual book.
Right. The
yeah. They was
strategy
like
Now
guide.
back,
The
fifteen
strategy
dollars,
guides. Yeah.
fifteen
right, the
dollars, or
strategy
$13, something like that.
guides,
You
Yeah,
know what?
yeah.
I
right,
still got my
and
Mortal
and
Kombat strategy guide from 1992. Still got it.
but see
Wow.
here's but the reason why I bring that up is because remember back in the day, if you had to rely on a strategy guide, man, you were a wimp.
That's
Oh,
Yeah,
true.
you couldn't
yeah.
figure
Real
it out
talk.
on your own?
Real talk.
That's
Real talk.
true.
Oh, really? You
Real
had,
talk.
oh
Yep.
Yeah.
wow. I mean, mo- for the
Do you, now,
most
now, now,
part,
what? Now, now,
people
what?
who
Wait a minute.
actually
Now, wait a minute before y'all think Sherman threw a jab at me. Notice what I said. No, no, because you were right. Nope. And I had to clear myself
Mm-hmm.
up because I said I got a strategy guide. And Shermanator said, in our day, well, if you had a strategy guide, you was considered a wimp, casual. You can't play. You trash. You cheating.
right,
You need
right,
help.
Real
That
right,
was
talk.
the
right.
Real
strategy
talk.
guide was that hold your
Yep,
hand today thing. It
yes,
became, see, I
yes.
love Sherman. Me and General, we love people like Shermanator. Okay, that's why. See, we value legacy people. We value the legacy of the generation of generational gamers. Here on Direct Gaming, we value that. So somebody like Shermanator that's been around since the origin, the Pinball Association, who actually had his hands in that, says something like that. Now I gotta validate myself. I said Mortal Kombat. So if you don't know why I had that
Mm.
strategy guide, if you knew me, you knew I could play the hell out of Mortal Kombat because I used to host the tournaments. Now, what was one of the main reasons why you would think a person like me would go and get a damn strategy guide for Mortal Kombat to learn the fatality moves. I needed to know. That's right.
Right.
I needed to know because Mortal Kombat did not tell you. You the only way you knew
they did not.
What and look, the only way you knew the fatalities when we were coming up was on the arcades. There were stickers on the arcades that had the names of the fighters, and it told you the fatality moves, and it would tell you on the joystick you had to go up or down and back and up and A to do it. So the only way when you was fighting, you had to look down real quick, glimpse at your character, glimpse at how the fate, and you had to try to figure that out while you was playing in those little bitty time frame. That's right. But when it went to console, it was a little bit different because now we was like, yes, we get a damn strategy guide. We can actually go get that book, steal it, do whatever, because we was crazy in our days. We would steal it.
Yup.
Come back or cut it. You know what else we used to do?
Preach.
Or cut it
People
out.
would
tear the page out. That's right.
My
homeboy took a magazine from the store and tore that page out. Man, he was the number one. He was the most popular dude in our school because we were writing them down in our notebooks. Come on. That's where we come from.
Go ahead, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
If you were
getting distracted up in here, y'all. The wife came. If you was getting distracted.
If you were civilized, I say.
Civilized.
That's right.
That's right.
If you were civilized, you would actually cut out the page.
You sure did cut it out.
You had scissors.
You had
and
scissors,
you would cut
boy.
the page out.
You damn right.
But if
keep
you was
it
from
looking
the
nice.
Hood, but if you was from the hood,
yeah, bro.
Yeah. Man, you just ripped that sucker out.
You ripped it out. You ripped it out, bro. Got out of there.
Page.
Yup. That's
Seriously.
Right. And had no problem sharing
That's how it was back then.
Right. We didn't have phones where we could take a picture of it.
No.
We had to write this stuff down, man.
What we gonna do?
Write it down.
What are we gonna do?
What we gonna do?
Exactly.
What we gonna do? I like that part of it. But you know what? It's true. That's exactly what that's how it was.
But my point being is that, you know, back in the day, if you had to rely on a strategy guide for the most part, unless, you know, you were hanging out with your crew, if you with your best friend or whatever, yeah, all right, you might share the strategy guide with them, but you didn't make it public because, like I said, you were considered a wimp.
Right. That's right.
Right.
That was just the gaming culture. Man. That's right.
But now, not fast forward to now.
That's right.
You get stuck. All you got to do is grab your smartphone.
Right. That's right.
Go on YouTube. Smartphone.
Right.
Yep.
And go on YouTube. Type in the name of the game.
And watch somebody else play it.
And you got a plethora of videos of walkthroughs.
Yep. I just did one today.
After the game came out. We talking about after the game came out or the day the game,
Right.
Sometimes the same day.
Right.
Sometimes
it's crazy,
the same day.
Yeah, it depends.
And that, I just shake my head. I just shake my head, man. I really do.
It's true.
I find that totally disgusting. I really do.
Thank you. Sherm.
It's
I've been
whack,
telling
bro.
you legal that for the
We can never
longest,
call
man.
it. That's right. Well, that's right.
Yo, I always
just did it today. I put Streets of Rage 4 today.
Yeah, when a new game dropped, I always felt you should wait at least almost a month for you're able to do a full walkthrough, man.
That's true.
Like, give people time to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Them days is over.
Well, you know. But you know what?
What gets me is when they give them to the companies. When they give it to the companies early. See, I'll never be against the gamer. But when IGN and them got it, and they sit y'all casual asses down somewhere, man. I want to see y'all play these games.
Yeah, they do pay for it.
Well, they get paid. They get paid, but they pay for it though.
That's
right. But
it's a monopoly.
You know,
it's a monopoly now.
But see, what Tashawn's just said is very important because, and I totally forgotten about this, and he jarred my memory. Back in the day with the strategy guides, if you remember, a game would come out, and usually, there were a few exceptions, but usually, the strategy guide wouldn't hit until at least a month.
That's right.
Thank you.
That's right. That's exactly right.
The strategy guides would rarely come out the same day as the game. Now, I know this because I was working part-time at Electronics Boutique back in the day. And I remember folks would come into the store, a game would come out, and then some people would want to buy the strategy guide the same day the game came out. And I would tell them all the time, oh, no, the strategy guide's not out yet. Oh, okay. And but then further on down the road, there were a couple of high-profile games. Apparently, in some meeting, somebody came up with the brilliant idea. Well, you know what? Let's release the strategy guide alongside the game the same day the game is released, and we'll make double the money. We'll make
and that's
extra
exactly
money.
what happened. That's what happened.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. Because when the game started coming out, when the game would come out the very first day, I can remember, man, we get the shipments of the games in, right? And sometimes they come in these big cardboard boxes, games, and then up under the games would be strategy guides.
Right.
And I remember the first time that happened, I was like, wait, what? Are you serious right now? Wait, they're actually doing both?
Right.
And I found it, again, I was like, oh, so basically they're just taking the challenge out of it. It's, man,
that's where we're going.
Again,
Yeah, that's
I'm
where they're
old
going.
school, man.
On a certain platform.
I'm old school.
Right.
Man, I'm old school.
Right.
Back in the day, that was like heresy.
Yeah, that's right.
Heresy.
Right.
I mean, look, you better figure it out on your own.
Right.
If you can't, then move on to something else.
And that's the beautiful
But you know
thing
what?
about go ahead.
Strategy guys. Yeah, you're right.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about Streets of Rage 4, man. We needed it. It's something. Go play Streets of War. Go play Streets of Rage on Maniac. Go play it on Maniac. And it ain't gonna have nothing to do with how good you are as a player. It's gonna have to do with something called mindset. Your mindset and your reflexes are what's gonna dictate you, and that's gaming. Gaming is drawn down to how you can cultivate your mind for memory.
How you can cope.
And how you
can
right.
cope.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But yo, the thing about strategy guys that was so brilliant was you got these big colorful pictures of the game and the artwork, and they they explain to you about the weapons. They'll show you techniques, but it's not like YouTube where you could watch somebody do it. You still had to figure it out.
Yeah, so because nobody. Right. That's right.
Yeah. So if you're playing Street Fighter and you want to learn how to do, a flaming dragon punch, what Ken, even though it told you what buttons to hit on your joystick, you literally had to sit there as a kid or a teenager and figure it out.
That's right. And I mean,
you had to get the timing right.
Right.
The payoff, right? Which it's not a lot of payoffs in gaming right now, and I blame YouTube for that all day. The payoff is when you played your boys on the weekend and they come over your house or you go to their house and you do a flaming dragon punch on them. That right there was your money well spent.
That's exactly right.
Without
That's
a doubt,
right.
man. I mean, and especially
you talking about making somebody mad?
Seen it done before.
Yeah, you talking about
exactly.
Being mad,
especially if they had never seen it done before. Then it's like, they want to pause the game. Like, how did you do that?
How did you do that?
Man, what did you just do?
That was our social media moment. That was our social media moment.
Exactly.
It was in real time.
Right,
and what happened? Your boy, he go buy a strategy guide, because now he's trying to find out what's more to this game. You know what I mean? So my whole thing is with gaming is that, and I really hope these next gen systems, the games, the AI gets smarter, man. The less hand holding, like, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
if you're gonna give me
go ahead, I'm about to tell you.
If you're gonna give me a new Rise, don't make it a dumb hack and slash. Make me really think against an enemy. Let me upgrade my sword and my shield, or let me, maybe I gotta die 8 times in a row to beat this boss to get to this next level. But that's about gaming. Never giving up. Never giving up, and keep on going.
Well, see, a key feature. a key feature in the
Yeah.
future of Microsoft now, if you follow what
Mhm.
they've been doing as far as going from cloud technology to when they
Mhm.
to building off live of the services. Well, the next big thing for Microsoft is AI. That's it. That's why they
See?
told you that the next gaming experience on console is going to be like nothing ever before, because the AI is not going to be dumbed down. You're going to be like, damn, man. It's kind of like playing
Yeah.
AI and they're going to respond like we would respond, like normal people. You're like, oh, so I can't just, like on
Exactly.
get right where you just creeping up on somebody and they don't hear you. Like, come on now,
Yeah.
you're in the bushes. They're going to hear you in the bushes. It's going to be for real.
It's
Whole
like
different type of
I heard
generational gameplay now.
I heard the most disgusting thing come out, that a lot of Xbox gamers, male and female, they love Ori,
Hmm.
but it's too hard.
Oh yeah, but you know what's not gonna happen? They ain't gonna get dumbed down, or it's not gonna get dumbed down
so
for them.
so so it's isn't it, yo, that's the payoff. You learning how to use these new weapons and like I've been playing Ori. I gotta get back on it. Yo, the holy ish moments I had where I figured this out, or I got this new item, or this does that. That's what it's about. But then I gotta realize we arcade kids, man. We pop
That's right.
quarters, man.
That's
We
right.
come from
We're from
that.
the high
We
score.
come from that bloodline.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
from
we
the
come from
bloodline of
that
high
the
score.
high score, that
That's right.
bloodline, and it's like, man, like it's crazy because I look at some of these kids as aliens. Like, well, why wouldn't you want to figure it out? Because
Right.
they want to finish it and go talk about it on
Run it on
YouTube.
YouTube. That's
That's
right.
simple. That's it. And
That's it.
YouTube has given the medium of basically like, you know, okay, I beat this game, blah blah blah. Here's my review on it. It's because they get reviews or they're trying to, satisfy their fan base. But
Right.
it's like I feel special as a gamer, man. That I come from the bloodline of Sega Genesis and Sega Master System and Alex the Kid and Nintendo
Yup.
and Super Nintendo. And I remember begging my mother to buy me Street Fighter. It was $69.99 for Super
I know.
Nintendo. I
Then,
remember those days, yo.
then,
I remember those days
yep.
then. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo,
People
we
think
come
gaming
from
games have
Zagzon.
went up. Games ain't went up. They
Yeah,
stayed pretty steady
we
throughout the
come from
years.
we come from Zagzon. We
That's
come
right.
from Congo Bongo.
Pole
We come
position.
from,
Oh,
you know what I'm
come
saying?
on. Come
Pole
on now.
position.
Outrun.
We come
Outrun.
from
Thunderblade.
Rolling Thunder. Remember
Right.
Rolling Thunder?
Right, 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 right,
Yo,
right.
you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah.
Yo, Super Thunderblade,
That's right.
Outrun, Turbo Outrun.
Turbo.
Yo,
That's right.
Dragon's Lair. You know what I'm
Dragon's
saying?
Lair.
We
That's
Man.
come
right.
from
That's right.
we come from
Shinobi.
Space
John
Ace.
Elway
I
Foot,
gotta say Shinobi
Space
every
Ace.
time. Yup. Space
Hey,
Cliffhanger.
Invaders.
Shinobi.
Space
Shinobi.
Invaders. Yup, Shinobi.
Hey, I got one for you. E-SWAT.
Asteroids.
E-SWAT was in
Yo,
the arcade
E-SWAT.
before it
Ex-
came out on the Genesis.
I
Right,
got one for you.
right,
Excitebike
right.
was in the arcade before it came out
Excite
on
Bike, yo.
before it came out on
Yo,
NES.
we
It was in the
come
arcade. That's right.
we
Wait,
come
okay.
from
I got wait.
we come from
Now you
Double
want to go way
Dragon,
back?
yo.
No, don't start,
Yeah.
sir.
You want to go way back?
You'll
Yeah,
beat us,
yeah.
Now
Sherm.
you
You'll beat
started
us.
it. You
Look.
started it. Shigeru Miyamoto's first game that he ever programmed
Damn. What
for
was it, sir?
Nintendo.
What?
Radar scope.
I have no
Yep.
idea.
I know what you're talking about. Radar scope. I
Radar
remember
scope.
that.
And
You know what I'm saying?
and you know what? What's interesting? Radar scope is a shoot 'em up, but radar scope, even by today's standards,
Right.
can still hold its own.
Yeah, it's one
That
of those
game
dope
was so
ones.
far ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
and it's
Hey,
like,
people,
yo,
I just
people don't give Dunk Hunt its proper due. Dunk Hunt was ahead of its time,
exactly.
man. That was a
Yeah.
peripheral
So
game.
it's like,
Safari Hunt,
yo,
those were peripheral
Yo.
games. That's right.
right.
the first time we saw Mario and Luigi, they was trying to get these turtles out of these pipes.
That's
Before
Right,
they
right.
came with Super Mario.
Right.
So it's like, yo,
exactly.
And Luigi
We
was the
come
second
from
player
that-
of Mario. He looked like Mario. He just was a
Exactly.
green suit.
yep.
He was just
Yo,
green.
the
He was
first
just
time-
green. That's
Yo,
right.
the first time you walked in an arcade and you saw Punch Out. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's
We
wild,
have these
bro.
memories, yo.
Right. And you had to actually,
You know what I'm saying?
yo, Punch Out was like the game that was almost like augmented reality, right? Almost, because
Yep.
you had to punch. You
it
literally had to
was.
swing your hand.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was like, yo, the
Mhm.
game changer. It was a little dude who was green. He wasn't
That's
even a
right.
full,
No, it was like,
you know what I mean?
right. It was like, what you call that
A green
kind of
sprite,
design?
a sprite.
3D, like a 3D just outline. That's all
Yeah.
it was. You're right.
So,
Yeah, it was just an
so,
outline, right?
Yeah.
and think of the genius of this. Yo, you would go with your quarter and you would tag Glass Joe up.
That's
But
right.
then you had to
That's
learn the
right.
patterns of all these
Other
other
Mhm.
characters,
boxers. That's right.
which
Right.
which you know,
Right.
Bear
Glass
Hugger,
Joe is your warm
Paul
up.
Bull.
Glass,
Yeah,
right. Glass Joe is always your warm
exactly.
up, just to get you going. That's all he
That's
was.
my point. That's my point of our gaming.
That's
Our
right.
gaming, we play Ninja Gaiden on the Nintendo,
Yeah.
which is still the hardest game. And I'm proud. I beat all of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know
But
what?
it's still the
They
hardest
turned
game
Ninja
to this
Gaiden
day.
right. They turned Ninja Gaiden into a story mode then, and it was still good.
Exactly.
You know, but they changed.
It was
That's
still good.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So it's like, yo, right now, what I see
When the
as far
origins
as
of
gaming,
Ninja
and I'm
Gaiden was a
speaking-
beat 'em up style. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. The
Go for it.
original Ninja Gaiden. You talking
Beat 'em
about
up.
when you cross the
Yep.
street,
Beat
you
'em up
swing
all
on
that.
the
That's right.
street, the street lights. Yeah,
That's right.
with
Picking
those
up trees,
fan-
picking
fan-
up trees, swinging.
fantastic back then.
That's
It was
right.
fantastic back then.
You're right.
But my whole thing is, look at where we are at now, right? It's really simple, and I'm gonna keep it so G. Sorry, I'm doing
Please
I'm
do.
downloading something. It's up there. Yeah. All right. So check it out. Basically, it's either Call of Duty all day, every day. It's either Madden or it's
Right.
either NBA 2K, and that's
Right.
it. That's
Right.
it. Yo, that's the majority of what the casual, what they want to play. When they buy these new
No.
systems, they
You
want
left
the
out
new
Fortnite.
Madden. Sorry, Fortnite. I apologize. Yeah, Fortnite. But yo,
Look, but you can't
right, so
fault the
Fortnite-
kids. You can't. No, well,
Yeah.
you know what? Let me shut up.
but no,
That's the
listen,
sample. Let
I'm
me
not even
shut
talking about kids.
Right. That's
But
what
I'm
I
not
said.
talking
Let me
about
stop.
kids.
Yeah. Let me stop.
I'm talking about adults
Yeah.
who won't try and play something else.
That's right.
You understand? So I'm making this point because to go back to what you said, the way you get your gaming knowledge is by playing different games.
Mhm.
Feel me? And that's all.
Mhm.
That was just my point, man.
Well, but you know what? And that's a very valid point. But at the same time, though, there's a reason why the gaming category, as far as the individual games themselves, like you said, you got Madden, you got Call of Duty, games, you know, the ones that release, you might as well just call them updates every
There you go.
year.
The
Every
sport
year and a
games.
half.
The
Right,
sport
right,
games,
right.
yeah.
So your NBA 2Ks, your Maddens, your Call of Duties, right? So there's a reason why, as adults, unless you're hardcore,
Right.
or unless you know your gaming history, excuse me, there's a reason why that the go-to games are always your Call of Duties, they're always your Maddens, they're always your NBAs. It's because the industry has lost, for the most part. Well, let me just say this: the big studios, the big publishers,
Good point.
the
Good
big
point.
publishers, they play it safe. They have lost their sense of imagination.
Right.
Or
It's
innovation.
all
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
right.
because they
It's
rather
all
just
about- it's
they
all
go out
about
for
the bottom line.
repetition. Right.
They
That's
play
it.
it safe. They
That's it.
know that when Madden 2021 comes out, there's going to be a line of people.
Right.
Well, maybe not a line now. It's going to be all digital downloads, but they know they're
Yeah.
going to make a boatload of money.
Right.
Call of Duty, same thing. Your NBA 2Ks, same deal. Oh yeah, sure. They'll go ahead and add sprinkle a little bit here and add a little something there. But by and large, the
Next thing you
Madden
know, they'll
that
be making
everybody's playing
they'll be making an NBA 2K story about lockout and the seasons being canceled and stuff. Ain't got
hey,
come on.
you know what?
I'm telling
You
you.
know what? Don't laugh.
I know.
Do
Watch.
not laugh.
Got 'em
I
something
bet
to do.
You know what?
Got 'em something to do.
You are predicting the future, my friend.
Yeah.
And I believe it. I believe it's gonna happen.
It's
You're
gonna happen.
absolutely
You're
right.
gonna have a game where you.
I mean, why wouldn't it?
Right.
Why wouldn't it?
Might as well. You know. It
But
used to
see-
be you just get in a game,
but
bad
see-
sport game and just play it. Now it's got to have a career mode, story
Right.
mode.
Now it's got to have a
I got
story
a
mode.
story to
Now it's
it.
got to have a story mode.
Right.
see,
Everything's
that's
got to be
why-
a story. Everything
But that's why NFL 2K.
was the beast.
That's why they did that deal with the NFL, right?
Right.
They're gonna make their game more of a pick up and play, and that's what we want.
And an actual card historian game. It actually had the cards
Right.
of the players. So you looked at the
Right.
cards, you saw where their career was
but
going. You
the
built
thing
your
is-
crib out of that. You did all of that
Yeah.
stuff, man.
Right.
The thing is with NFL 2K, they can't do simulation, right? So they can only do like more of an arcade thing. But real talk, if I'm playing Dorian or New Legal, I want to throw touchdowns. I want to run with Saquon Barkley as my Giants. I don't need a career mode, bro.
Right.
I don't need a whole life to get through to win the Super Bowl. And I think personally, as great as games have gotten bigger, and they want to give you more for your buck, me and New Legal talk about this all the time. And Sherminator, yo, chime in. Who got the damn time,
Right.
B?
I'm too. Right, man. Just like multiple consoles now, man. I'm done with that. I'm done with having multiple
Yeah, me
consoles
too.
and telling somebody I'm
Yeah,
a
me
gamer
too, man.
because I have multiple consoles. Look, bro, listen. All my multiple consoles don't give me what my Xbox console gives me. And I'm tired
There you go.
of being a dumb investor. See, listen, and it goes back to what Sherman said. Why is it that being a good investor only you're told to invest in good businesses, but why does it not apply in gaming? See, why come I can't be a good investor in gaming and understand what company is good to invest in? Is that a bad thing? When did that
No,
become
it's
a bad
not.
thing?
But you got
you know?
these. But you got these neutral yogurt man heads, I call them, where they want to be a part of everything. I buy both consoles. I enjoy both companies, and it's like, bro, who got the time? Who? Who can play? Who can thoroughly play Halo?
Nobody.
Who can thoroughly
Nobody.
Play? Well, look. Real
Well,
talk.
now-
Before this,
Now you
yeah,
do.
I'm
Yeah, now
about
you
to
do.
say that. Before this
Right.
virus hit, right?
Right.
Before, but like now, absolutely. But it's like, yo, you want me to go through Halo Infinite? You want me to
Right.
go through Fable? And I
Right.
gotta go through a new Ratchet
Right.
and Clank
Right.
and Last
Right.
of Us 2
Right.
and
no
whatever
time.
else.
I don't
It's
have
no
time for all that,
time.
man. I ain't got
There's
time
not
for all
enough.
that.
There's not enough hours. in the
Ain't
day.
no bragging
There's not
rights
enough-
for
Thank
it,
you.
and there ain't enough
hours.
important.
Thank you.
There's not enough hours
And put it
in the
like this,
day.
and gaming is not that hardcore of a culture anymore for me to even care. We just talked about this training
Yeah.
wheel culture. So
Yeah.
I don't care
Yeah.
that you telling me, oh, I got all the consoles and I'm okay. So what? I don't
Well-
care. It's not. It
Yo,
doesn't
my
even
man,
make it.
if you
Doesn't even matter
if you
no more.
14, if
Right.
you 14 living with your mother, beautiful. If you 44
Right.
like
Come
me,
on, man.
and I
Come
just
on.
turned on my birthday,
We working,
There's
bro.
a problem.
We grown in men, bro.
There's
we
a
grown in
problem.
men.
we're grown
My
men.
Look,
investing has to make sense now. My investing has to make sense. now.
Yeah.
Well,
Bottom line.
I'm talking about time. I'm just
Right.
talking about time. That's
what I'm talking about.
Well, see,
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, see, here's the thing. Here's the
Okay.
thing. When it comes to the whole non-committal, because to me
Right.
that's what it boils down to where,
Okay.
oh well, I got this console and I got this console. Oh, and by the way, I've also got a Switch. So, I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's your money. You can do what
Yeah.
you want to do with it.
Right.
But
Yeah.
from an idealistic standpoint,
Thank
the
you.
way I view it, to me, it's kind of, you can tell someone's inner workings
Right.
Yeah.
by how they approach this. So if you got somebody who truly believes in the notion of, oh well, you know, I've got Xbox and I've got PlayStation and I've got Nintendo and by the way, I'm gonna go ahead and get a Stadia next week. You know, I mean,
Right.
Exactly.
Great.
So if you got
Great.
so if you got people who really that's really their MO, it's an indication of them being non-committal. Now, I say that to say this. Check out the other aspects of their lives.
Right.
Mm.
I bet you they're non-committal in other aspects of their lives.
Right.
Good point.
Right.
Good point.
I'm serious. Now, I may get in trouble for saying that because it might be me making a blanket statement.
Might be true.
But
it's the
man,
truth.
I don't care.
I'm telling you, brother. I'm telling you.
Right.
I'm telling you, look at it from a psychological standpoint.
Right.
I bet you.
Right.
Bet you they are non-committal in other aspects of their lives.
And I'm coming from a person that has multiple consoles, people. Like, I'm getting tired of that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sick of it, man. I'm going to make a video. And I'm not a bragger. Like, I don't. Listen, man. Listen. I don't care about
we already
how
had
many,
that discussion.
Right. I don't care about how many video games. Look, here now this is me, the new legal. I can't put all the machines that I played in my lifetime in the arcades in my house. I can't put them in my house.
Thank you, sir.
I cannot.
Thank you.
I am not going to buy shelves, okay? Because I sold all my physical copies just about. I've only kept the ones that mattered to me because I'm not going to walk around and show you games that I played that I'm not playing. See, gaming is about games you're playing, not games you played and they sit up there and you dust them. And they stay in their cartridges and they're in their cartridge cases and you never open them back up. They're just there. Now listen, man, if you want to decorate your house with gaming cartridges and gaming cases, more power to you. Like, once again, we're men, and our business isn't what you do in your own household. But as for me, that's not important to me anymore. I used to have a bunch of
unless you're a collector.
Right. Now, unless you're a collector, But like I was saying, don't use your collection as a form to bring up your gaming, because I know plenty of people who just collect them damn things and don't even play them. They just collect.
Don't even open them.
Don't even open them, but that's still part of the gaming culture. But don't use that out of context. Like, gamers are playing games. That's why it never bothered me and the general to promote, I just got a rare achievement. That's right, all clear Adam. That's why it wasn't never for me and the general. We were the forerunners of this, going all digital. I remember when I started going all digital in 2014. And people were thinking I was bananas. Oh, no. But I was like, man, listen, this is the future, man. I don't have time to be sitting up here trying to make room for video game cartridges and cases no more, bro. Some people outgrow their childish ways. Some people outgrow their childish ways. Some people, now I'm not saying, to me it's childish. That's what I'm saying. Now to somebody else, they may not have a problem with that. But listen, I got a wife. I got 4 children. I'm raising 2 daughters, and I'm raising 2 boys. I'm not going to be a father to where it shows my daughters that, hey, listen, all this stuff I used to have as a kid, it came with me. I'm not hoarding a damn thing, bro. I'm not hoarding my childhood, okay? I want my daughters to see a grown-ass man. Now, there's a little bitty things of me that still I carry around, but it's tastefully done in my household. I got a few OG Xbox games over here, a few 360 games. I even got all these damn Xbox consoles. Guess what? My children get to share every bit of those little precious memories because I still got those consoles ready to fire up. Some of them I use for a museum and I teach from them. Look, these are the consoles your daddy used to play when I was your age and stuff like that. And they look at that stuff and they're like, Dad, you had a sad childhood. They look at that stuff and that's like, that's dinosaur crap. What the heck were y'all doing with that? So that's the
having
whole point.
The ball.
That's
having
right.
the ball of our life, yo.
That's right.
Having
history
the
lesson.
ball of our life.
Yeah, it's just a history lesson. I don't use that. Excuse me. I don't use that as a way to belittle somebody. Because listen, gaming was never about how many consoles you had. Never.
Nah.
It was never.
Not back in the day.
Because we couldn't afford them.
It was about how many games.
It
was about how many games
you played and you knew about. Right.
Yeah.
And it's always going to be like that. So don't let a fraud, fake, lame come in trying to use their consoles as a way to describe themselves being a gamer, because when they do that, they automatically put themselves in error because it was never about the console. It was always about the gaming experience. So a person didn't even have to own a console. He could come visit me in the summertime and play on my console, get all the gaming experience from my console, go back home, never would own a console, but guess what he could do? He can tell you he played this game. He can tell you he played that game. He can tell you what was at the end. He can tell you what was at the beginning. And guess what he's called? He's called a damn gamer. Because a gamer don't have to own a damn thing. All a gamer has to do is play it. Okay.
Exactly.
What do you think those athletes that play soccer internationally, do they own that soccer team? Are they even
Nope.
the coach? Are they the general manager? Nope. But are they the athlete of that team? Yep. And do they play that sport? Yep. They get paid? Yep. There you go. They don't never have to own. Do they have to own soccer for them to be for them to prove to you that they're professional athletes? Or they ain't got to do that. All they got to do is play the sport. So therefore, thou shall it be said so that the same aspect goes to the gamer. He don't have to own a damn thing. All he has to do is play the games. And we're going to end it on that one. You guys,
There you go.
I think Microsoft is going in the right direction. Hostile Takeover, Filler Killers in the building, Aaron Greenberg, the master marketer, and Matt Booty. These dudes, that's the three, and Major Nelson, four-headed horsemen doing a thing, and it's only going to get worse. I'm so glad I had 10 days off. I'm chilling, and Thursday, man, I'm about to see what my greatest console is about to bring to me. Such an exciting moment. Hope everybody lives to see it. That's an Xbox fan like me. I hope everybody keeps being safe. I'm gonna go with Shermanator first. Shermanator, do you have any last words to say to the great people out here that take their precious time to come listen to us on this platform?
Yeah, just want to thank everybody for tuning in, and hope you enjoyed the gameplay that you've been watching, and hope even more that you've enjoyed the things that you've heard us talk about and the things that you've heard us say. It's all from a good space, and look, at the end of the day, we're just all passionate gamers who really enjoy what we do. We respect the industry. We want to see it flourish. And we just really, really want Microsoft and Xbox to get the props that they so rightfully deserve.
Damn right.
It's looking like the day's finally coming. Looks like it's just around the corner. So until next time, you guys, everybody out there, stay safe. Stay home if you can. And just do what you know what you need to do. You know what you need to do. Don't be fooled. I'm not gonna get on a soapbox, but let me just say, do not be fooled. By now, everybody knows what they need to do to stay safe. Do it.
Yep. Yes, sir. We care about reach.
Don't listen to these boneheads out here talking crazy.
Right.
All right. I mean that. I'm very serious about that.
We care.
So
man.
Word up.
y'all stay safe.
Yes, sir.
Stay safe, y'all. Peace.
The General, last but not least, man, my brother. It's good to hear from you, man. It's good you're doing okay, bro. Be safe up there in New York. You got any last words to say?
Man, incredible show tonight. I think it's one for the ages. And I think that we don't give enough props to innovation of this industry. We're so quick to want to get the new AAA game. We're so quick to go in to get the new hot thing. But people don't understand. Microsoft is redesigning the industry, how we get games, how we purchase games, how we obtain games, one step at a time. I get tired of, and it's nothing against nostalgic, but I get tired of that little crowd that they just want to hold on to their physical copies and go kicking and screaming into the night, and they don't understand that this world is moving forward. And I'm not saying, I'm saying it as a gamer. I think you're holding us back. So I'm just saying that. The only point I'm saying is Microsoft is really paving the road to a beautiful gaming future, because as you can see with CODV 19 and what's going on, how would you get games? Stores are closed,
What
GameStop
you
is
gonna
closed,
do?
Best
Right.
Buy is closed. What would you gonna
Right.
do? You can't order nothing from Amazon because they only taking things of high supply and demand.
I got my
Right.
So
Timberland boots coming this Tuesday. Yeah, from Amazon.
there you go. So this genius that worked at Microsoft since '87, he had an ideal, and it took 3 years to present that. It took 3 years for that ideal to flourish.
Right.
But a man of his stature and his team,
Right.
where they could see 5, 6 years down the road where we can't.
Right.
You know, I go back to 2013 where I know it wasn't delivered in the best message, but
Come on, brother.
I think a lot of journalism, a lot of IGN jokers, a lot of game
Come on.
spots, a lot
Say
of
it.
game
Say it.
trailers, and a lot of people that had this pitchforks and Microsoft is trying to take away our rights and
Right.
you know don't support the Xbox.
Right.
I think I look like a bunch of dickheads right now. And I think that Microsoft this Thursday, going forward in the summer,
Right.
they should, just like Coming to America, when King Joffrey Joseph stepped out that car,
Right.
their flowers should be given underneath their feet. Let me tell you something, man. I love Game Pass, yo.
Talk to him.
I love Game Pass, man. I make sure my Game Pass bill is paid. I wish I could buy it for the year so I ain't got to worry about it. But, bruh, you talk about innovation as far as moving this industry forward. And look, I'm not that type of dude that want to get the collector's edition. You still want to get the stupid statue. You
Right.
still want to get the like I saw with Last of Us, they got a backpack. Like, come on, bro. Like, as you get older, that stuff becomes clutter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm not knocking
you don't want
nobody.
to. Right. Look.
Right.
Look.
But
go
my
ahead. He's
point is
right.
about
He's right.
moving forward.
Right.
Just moving forward. Like, I'll make a point. A lot of Xbox gamers are mad at Microsoft because they don't make no custom consoles anymore. Well, because them custom consoles sat in the store. If you notice, they started to make custom joysticks. They gave you all these new joysticks, and and honestly,
selling out
they
the
made
frame.
joysticks.
Right.
They made joysticks the same way Beats by Dre, you know what I'm saying, became a fashion.
Made headsets. That's right.
You know, the headphones.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
So my whole point is, between all the arguing and Xbox is better and PlayStation is better and you know this whole console war, which is so stupid, yo. It really is just getting tiring.
Hey,
man. It's like
long live
oatmeal,
console war,
stale.
fam. Long live console wars. You know
Hey,
better
look,
than that.
Look,
From day one,
look,
baby.
look,
It's going to
but-
be here.
look,
Can't get rid of it.
but look, I understand it. I understand that because it's competition.
Right.
But my whole thing is,
Oh, you talking about the foolish
time-
side of it, the foolish version of
the
the
foolish
fake
side,
console, right? The one,
foolish for
right?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
a console
Right.
war is not
Right.
foolish. A console war is
the
not
fake
foolish.
outrage,
Right.
the
It's
fake
not-
outrage,
Because
and all
a
this other
console
stuff.
war has nothing to do with what you like
Right.
and what I don't like. The console war is about the capabilities of each console. That's the console war.
Exactly. My whole point is Microsoft needs to get their props. Microsoft needs to get their respect.
Right.
Microsoft, Phil Spencer said it. They was like, well, if Halo Infinite is not done due to, you know, what's going on in the world, would you consider not putting out the Series X? He said, oh no, the Series X is gonna launch. Like,
Yep.
we're not gonna just not, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
What I'm saying is that you have a beautiful company. I'm talking about the turnaround.
Right.
This Titanic of a ship
Right.
turned around really in a whole nother direction due to Phil Spencer, due to Matt Booty, due to Aaron Greenberg, due to all these new people, right?
Right.
And honestly, it's time for the industry, it's time for gamers to, put your flag down, yo. Look at what Microsoft is doing
Right.
and look at what Sony is doing. And I'll say it, even though you can't find a Switch, Nintendo is comfortable with being a retro system.
Right.
Nintendo doesn't want to play the teraflop game.
And they
don't
don't
want to
have
play
to.
the power game.
Right.
That's
They
what I'm
don't
about to
have
say.
to.
I was about to
That's
say that. They don't have to.
Mm-mm.
But it's time for us to really acknowledge what
Right.
Microsoft is
It's
doing.
doing. That's right.
Because Microsoft is building a beautiful gaming future. And that starts Thursday,
Mhm.
May 7th.
Now, that's beautiful.
That's what I'm saying.
I like how. Hey, I like how you ended that. I guess
Yeah.
he about had to leave. He about had to leave. Of course, we know
It's all good.
he
It's all
he
good.
has
Yeah.
a big family and there's a lot of responsibility
Yeah.
on his hands. So we just want to say thanks to
Yeah.
him for giving a little bit of his time tonight and dropping in on
Yeah,
Di-RREC
He-Bot was
Gaming.
incredible.
Oh, without a
Right.
doubt. Without a
Salute to
doubt.
him.
Yeah.
Salute to him.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes, sir.
I have a lot to say, but I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time. So, I mean, I'm lying
Okay.
about that, but hey, man, I'm long-winded, and you know, I do have this platform, so I'm just gonna take as much time as I want. You know what I'm saying? Goes back. You made a good point about collectibles, and it goes back to me
Yeah.
when I say I believe in moderation. Okay, do I think Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be phenomenal? Yes, I do. There's not a lot of games that make
Legendary.
me say, you know what? I want something that to remember it by. I regret
Right.
not getting Thrashball Coltrane, the statue, when Gears of War 3 came out. I regret not getting that.
Okay.
And I kick myself in the butt every time I see that great Cole Augustus Thrashball figure holding the football. I just be like, man, it just burns me up. But let me tell you something that I had to have. I had to have
Mm.
that Sonic the Hedgehog statue sitting on top of that Sega Genesis for Sonic.
Oh yeah, man. That was classic.
Bro, bro,
Sonic Generations.
bro.
Sonic Generations. Yeah, that was
The,
classic.
the 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 one that had the for Sonic I believe it was Sonic Mania at the
Generations.
time. No, Sonic
It was
Mania.
Sonic. It was Sonic Mania.
Yeah,
Sonic Mania.
Sonic
Yeah, you're
Mania.
right.
And when I realized how much it cost, when it was only like 30
Mm-hmm.
something bucks, I said, "What?"
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, listen, man, the damn thing was only 30 something bucks. I couldn't
There
even
you go.
believe it. I was scared to even go look at GameStop and say that they even have it because I was like, it's out. It's done. The dude said I got one left. He says I got one left. I said, "What? One left?" I locked it. I was out of town.
There you go.
Told my wife to
There
go
you go.
get it for me. This thing came in a big commemorative box. It sits up on my thing because I was a Sega Genesis kid. I
It's
was
your
in
childhood.
television, right?
Yeah.
It's a definition of me. I was in
Yeah.
television versus the Atari. The Atari people were the dot men, like my man E-Rock said. You was part of that clique that called us the dot men. I was like, that's right. You know what I'm saying? And I transitioned to the Sega Genesis. You know what I'm saying? Well, Sega Master System, which became the Sega Genesis, which was the first ever 16-bit high definition console. Okay, that's what I was playing on. Never the popular console, but the better console, the one that had the better capabilities. So the new
There you
legal was
go.
always about having the console that won the wars. Okay, always. I
Mm.
might not have had the Sega Saturn and the damn Neo Geos. My parents weren't gonna buy that shit. They weren't gonna pay all that money for
Nah.
that. So I had what
Yeah.
I had. You know what I'm saying? I made do. Whenever I got mad, I just ran to the arcades. Whatever I didn't have, I ran to the arcades. Steal me a couple quarters, or beg for a couple quarters, or put two dimes and a nickel together, and I ran down there. That's when the arcade took dimes and nickels. So y'all don't even know nothing
Yeah,
about
man.
that. You just can scoop some stuff up and make a quarter out of it. You just couldn't. It just couldn't be copper. It had to be nickel. It couldn't be
Yeah.
copper. It had to be nickel. So to Deshaun's case, Cyberpunk, I might just get something. I don't know yet. It's beautiful looking. It it's representing the Xbox Series X to the fullest, but there's just something about it that I just want to pay homage to Project CD Red. That's all. It's just whispering to me. I don't really have a lot. I don't have a
Yeah.
lot. I got a 5,000 piece Killer Instinct Shadow Jago figure. Only 5,000 ever made. That's the kind of stuff I kind of do. If I took him out and I put him up somewhere, he absolutely takes no space at all. You know what I mean? Like, it's stuff like that. I'm not cluttering, hoarding myself up with games. Too old for that now. It's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? I got other things to be doing. But I got a little nice little collection. I got a little nice little shrine thing. My wife puts all her mascara and stuff around it, messes it up, but that's all right. That's what happens when you're married. You find harmony, you know? Another thing before I leave. Microsoft. Man, are you doing it? Are you doing it? All your pieces to the puzzle are all there, and them slices to the pie. You're just eating, taking it away to where there ain't going to be no more slices for your competitors. Your competitors don't know what to do, but my man, the General, and my man Shermanator made some two cases tonight that I'm going to pull from. Why is it that Microsoft, the Xbox division, cannot get its respect enough to understand that it does have these kiddie games? You can't get no more blockier than Minecraft. Minecraft is the epitome of the old school retro style video game. The very first video game, Pong, was a little block. It was the little block that bounced around on your screen meant to be a ball. It meant to be spherical, a circle, but it was polygon. So they didn't have that 3D look yet. So it was a little dot running around. When you played Tank and they shot that bullet, it was a little dot. Minecraft is the essence of that. When you was Mario Brothers and you jumped up and blew up and knocked and crushed the block, that block, that's Minecraft. Minecraft is the origin of the block. And it made a world. It made characters out of the block. And all these little kids and grown-ups play this game. It's the #1 highest selling game in history. Mojang, Microsoft bought that bad boy for $2 billion. The dude said he didn't even want to be. He's done, man. He wants to live his life. He made enough money, man. He's good. And Microsoft gave him that $2 billion. He's done. He's touring the world. He said, I want to go see the world. I don't want to be doing this stuff no more. That man is living life. You know what? That man outgrew. He grew up in a sense. In his life, he grew up. So, you know, Microsoft not only is covering children game like that, let's give it credit, a Nintendo style game. There we go. Not only can it do a Nintendo style game, at the same time influence Nintendo to invest in it, but it can also give us these top-notch looking games like Hellblade 2, like Halo Infinite, like Cyberpunk 2077. Can give us these games, these so-called new games that we're about to see this month, this next Thursday, right? And yet it can't get the credit. It's covering everybody. But what are them other consoles doing? Sony can't give you no game like Minecraft. Oh no, that's beneath them. Oh no. We hold ourselves to an exclusive stature, and if you don't play these exclusive games, how dare you? You don't dare to exist. And then you got Nintendo that don't even have the capability. See, that's another thing. That's a console war. Your Switch can't even become a graphical force because it's just not capable. It's just not capable to be one. So here I am with the console that can go the ways of Nintendo and it can go the ways of Sony. Why do I need those other consoles? That's what I'm be telling people. Why do I need them? I don't need them to feel validated that I'm a gamer. I don't need to. It was never part of gaming anyway to feel that way. I don't have to have them. But what I do know is Microsoft has taken care of me all along. After that OG Xbox and that 360 came, and that 360 said, oh, you still got those OG Xbox games? You can put them in here. You can still play them games. And I was carrying my library with me. Then the Xbox One came along and almost screwed that up. And Microsoft realized, man, we've never been a company that never took our gamers with us, no matter how big we got. Oh yeah, we're gonna bring it back, but there's some changes in the industry that we're trying to work with. We may not be able to give y'all full library back, but we're gonna make it worth your while. That wasn't up to Microsoft. There was things that happened, but before we had a 100% back compatibility. And I'm here to tell y'all right now, I'm here to make this bold prediction right here on Di-RREC Gaming. You let Microsoft get that 100% full back compatibility again. I dare Microsoft to do that again. You tell me that as long as I buy a game, whether it's physical or digital, and it says, and it was playable on Xbox, that I can play that game, you can say good night. And you want to know why I know this will work? Because that damn live, and you can blame it on the coronavirus all you want to. And I'm going to blame it on parents. Because, see, parents woke up to something that they never knew.
Mm-hmm.
See, like Tashawn said, the media sold the PlayStation 4. Parents went to
You
these
did.
stores. Yep, parents went to these stores like GameStop, and these biased employees sold that PlayStation 4. We got countless of YouTube videos where they talk trash about the Xbox, and they sold those PlayStation stores right outside them buildings. They wanted to make sure that that PlayStation was going to sell and sell and sell and sell and sell. But watch this. Watch this beautiful thing called the Mighty Big Bank. The Big Bank Theory said, we don't give two beep what you sell, because what you sell does beep to our bank, and we're just going to sit here and coast our little change while we really make a change, and while you run into that brick wall, and then you're going to have to find out that that brick wall was just a dead-end alley street that you try to take on us, on the street that we made for you. And then you had to make a decision. Do we stay facing this brick wall, or do we actually turn around and we face Microsoft? You didn't want to crossplay with us. You thought EA was garbage. And you said back compatibility was niche. And who plays that crap? Who does such a thing? Well, damn it.
Jim
now,
Ryan said that, sir.
Right. And now when we look today, damn, man, y'all are doing all of those four things. Y'all are doing all of those four things. And it only makes it only concretes the fact that that crow soup must have tasted real nice right now. People are at their most highest level of looking stupid right now. And you know what Microsoft is about to do? Microsoft has no mercy now. Because not only were they fending off governments to allow these companies to dwell and allow these companies to come up with all these little ideas while they were making a statement, while they wasn't selling out, because that's what these governments wanted Microsoft to settle. And Microsoft fought for their right. Now that they won all of that, and they're fighting, they got all their stuff together now, and they put everything, the one thing that y'all didn't want to happen has happened. Microsoft has put all of their power forces on one platform, and it's called the Xbox. Now you got the Azure on Xbox. You got DirectX 12 on Xbox. You got DXR on Xbox. You can't win now. You can't win. You won't be talking about any future technology because they co-engineered the future tech. AMD is going to keep riding with them because it's called the Big Bang Theory. Okay? The Big Bang Theory, brother. So at the end of the day, at the end of this sweet day, Microsoft is going to tell you there's no place like home. There's no place like home. You thought this was the Wizard of Oz. Sony sounded so great to you, didn't he? Behind that veil. And then you realized when you opened that veil, it was a little midget called Jim Ryan, like I said a long time ago. That little midget looked so good to you. But then you was like, he's a midget. What? You mean to tell me this little midget guy here is Sony? Yep. This big voice, this big face that was on screen was just a hologram. And it's this dude right here. And Microsoft's going to say, you ready to put on your red slippers and tap them bad boys? Tap them heels and say, there's no place like home. All you flip-floppers, all you cats and clowns that put on them gowns and makeup, put them wigs on, put Kool-Aid on your lips, with them pumps, them tube socks. Y'all gonna act like y'all down there on C Block? When y'all come home, next Thursday, all we gonna do is laugh at you. That's all we gonna do. We ain't gonna make fun of you. We just gonna laugh because that's what you do with clowns. You laugh at clowns. We've been trying to tell y'all this. The media's gonna have to change their story. They gonna have to try to sit up here and act like they didn't sell those PlayStations. GameStop, look at GameStop right now. Look at GameStop right now. GameStop closing down stores. All them fake
300.
Thank you.
300.
GameStop's gonna become digital. You ain't gonna even have to have somebody up in there no more. So who's gonna promote that PlayStation? How you gonna even make Xbox Series X look bad? Do you know Xbox Series is gonna look so good that when you try to make it look bad, you just gonna make yourself look stupid? That's how pathetic this is about to be. And I called it, like I said in 2014. I made the boldest prediction of all time. Before you even heard anybody say anything like that, I said it. I'm claiming it. Because I know exactly what I said on social media 4.5 years ago. I said, you are going to witness one of the biggest comebacks in gaming history of all time. And Xbox is going to do it. You laughed at me then. But oh, so you don't want that to be true now. You don't want that to be so true now. You can't taste it. You can't taste it. You don't want to have no lips on that crow right there. You don't want. You want that spoon. You move your face away from that spoon. You don't even want that. But I'm here to tell you, whether you take it or not, get ready because that's what's about to happen. Okay? Get ready because all them console sales ain't gonna matter. None of that. What was the highest paid game on that console? Ain't gonna matter. None of that stuff's gonna matter. Because what's gonna end up happening? Microsoft has that $1 trillion. Guess what Microsoft is about to do to the market? They're gonna buy the market. They're gonna literally buy the damn market. And when they buy that damn market, everything goes to Xbox. Everything. Watch. Japan. Microsoft is about to blow up in Japan. You thought the 360 had 1 million sales in Japan. Well, watch what's about to happen. Watch what that xCloud is about to do. Watch. Xbox is going to infiltrate like a big virus. Just watch. Just watch. You don't think Japanese gamers ain't wanting something better than the Vita and the PSP? They didn't even want that crap over the DS. But that daggum xCloud tells them, hey, you ain't got to buy no handheld. You can just open up the app right there on your phone. As long as you got a daggum subscription, you can play these games. You ain't even got to, watch this, you ain't even got to own an Xbox because Xbox isn't a console. It's not a console. It's a branding. It's a brand for gaming. It's the Xbox gaming brand. That's what Xbox is. The console is just a shell. But you got to remember, this is Ghost in the Shell, baby. And what's important is what's inside that shell. It ain't about what the damn thing looks like. And I'm going to end it on that note. Get ready. Buckle up for this Thursday. Thank y'all for watching. This has been the New Legal representing Streets of Rage 4 on Di-RREC Gaming. Thank y'all for being fabulous. And we will be seeing y'all very soon. We out of here.